Yo, we good. Yo. So yeah, so I'm like, yo, you get in the I was like, you got in the booth and everything. He was like, yeah. And I was like, you had a beat, like I was like, you carefully planned all this out. He was like, yeah, man. I was like, let me hear it. He was like, oh nah, it ain't gotta be like that. I was like, what do you mean it ain't gotta be like that? And you were the one that wrote the diss track. I was
Yeah.
like, you owe me the decency to let me hear it. He was like, all right, I'll let you hear it. And I got on him because I was like, oh, so I was like, you kept it.
Now my favorite question is, yo, you were in the booth? The booth? You went to the studio, you paid studio time for that?
Yeah, what did I do to you to warrant you getting in the booth? I was like, number one, you sat down, wrote bars out for something that I did, and I don't even know what I did.
Mhm.
He was like, "Oh, I was mad." I was like, "You could have just called." I was like, "You know where I stay. You know where my mama stay. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? Like, you've done laundry at my crib. Like, I thought we were brothers."
Yeah.
He lets me hear it. Genuinely, one of the worst disses I've ever heard in my life. Like, I was
Mhm.
like, I told him, I was like, "Yo, I feel insulted that you didn't even put your best foot forward and create some heat."
It be like that. You gotta give your bars. You give your friends some bars, but if you give your friends some bars, you gotta make them some bars. You know what I mean? Like,
I didn't like. I was like, yo, I don't even feel no hate. I was like, this just sounds awful. I was like, man, like we going back to not talking for a while. I was like, I don't even want to associate with you.
you wrote them a poem though. I know you got it to 16 of a haiku or something
Yo,
for. I know they spoke back.
yo, have I ever written a? No, I've never written a diss poem. Actually, no, I have written a diss poem. I've written a diss poem about my there was a time me and my dad weren't talking, and I wrote one about him. You
Mhm.
know, just getting the anger out and everything.
I think every young black man has like 16 for his dad.
And
But
you
you
have
know him
to.
or don't. You got a 16 for your dad. I'm sorry. I think that's
I,
just the
I
straight.
forgot the name of the book, but one of the chapters talked about like every man should have a moment in their life where they have to visualize their life without their dad. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? Whether your dad's alive or not. And I tried it, you know what I mean? Because there was a period of time where me and my dad didn't talk. You know what I mean? Like it was funny because like we lived right down the street from each other. We just never he never talked to me. I never talked to him. Uh,
Mhm.
but then I remember like I wrote the poem and I was about to post it and everything. And literally, I think maybe about 10 minutes before I was to post it, he sent me a message. He was like, "Hey son, just thinking about you." I was like, let me
God. That
let
was
me
God.
yeah, I was like, let me rip this up. I was in my feels. Let me rip
I
this.
needed that. You need to get that out. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm,
look, you got that out, and the universe, God, whoever, repaid you by having him putting some in his spirit to move him to text you. And that's the beauty of it. You know, it's energy. It's energy you put in there. You know what I'm saying?
straight up. Straight up. No, my homeboy, my best friend, I still to this day, like he'll call me, we'll be talking, I'll be like, hey, I was like, you still got that disc that you made? We coming up on 20 years. He was like, nah, man, I got rid of it. I was like, why not? Why? I was like, why'd you not keep it? I was like, you felt passionate enough to do it. Yeah, but oh man, but yeah, bro. You got a question of the week? Got a question of the week for us?
Okay. Hmm. I do have a question on the week, right?
Bet,
I'm
bet.
interested to know from you. What is your favorite technical match of the 2000s?
Ooh, of the 2000s. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Um, ooh. All right, so it's actually a deep cut. Hold on, it's a real deep cut. Watch this. I'm just making a post. It was Ring of Honor, Generation Next, the Generation Next show.
Yeah.
It was Alex Shelley and Hydro, who, for those that don't know, is the Hydro is Jay Lethal. And it was dope because the way they set it up was there was a 3-way tag team match that was supposed to take place. I don't know if you remember, there used to be this tag team called the Christopher Street Connection.
Yes, I know the Christopher Street Connection. Know the niggas too.
Oh, for real?
The funny thing is, I don't want to blow the gimmick.
No, so, go ahead.
Nah, but shout to CSC. Yeah, I'm here with you, Christopher Street Connection. They they took what Goldust did and said, "Fuck it, we're going to evolve this shit."
Oh man, like they come to the ring, right? You know, I mean, they're getting heat, but you know, you can tell the crowd is rocking with them and everything. You know what I mean? Like it's that early 2000 homophobic, but like they rocking with them. You know what I mean? Like they cheering them and everything. So they get in the ring. And like they do their whole spiel where like they start kissing in the ring, and then boom, Shelley, Roderick Strong, Jack Evans, Austin Aries, they come destroy them, right? Then the Ring Crew Express comes out, they get a little heat on them, then they get destroyed. And I think if I can't remember, I think Aries, Evans, and Strong wrestled a 6-man. Shelley comes in, he's doing the promo. It's the introduction of the Generation Next staple. And Special K was out there, you know what I mean? The group. And at this time, the storyline, Samoa Joe is trying to tell Jay Lethal, like, yo, get serious. Like, you have
I love that angle.
Great angle.
I love that fucking angle. So that whole Joe and the fact that it continued into AEW.
Yes.
And they brought it and like, oh my god, that's one of my favorite angles. I think one of the best mentor-mentee betrayal angles of all time.
Absolutely. I'll stand on that hill with you.
Yeah.
But Shelley's on the mic. He's like, yo, there's nobody that can beat me. There's nobody that can see us. And you know, Jay Lethal comes in the ring. He's like, well, what about me, Alex? And then they go for like 10, 15 minutes. And it's just beautiful tactician. You know what I mean? Like it's solid strategy. You know what I mean? Like they're doing transitions. You know what I mean? That was actually the first time I ever saw Alex Shelley. That's why I'm such a big Alex Shelley fan, because like I'm like, yo, he's doing things that like I've never seen a wrestler do. If nobody's ever seen it, if you're watching the watch list like right now, please go seek out Alex Shelley, Jay Lethal, Hydro, Generation Next. Underrated gem. It genuinely is my favorite technical match of that time.
That's great.
What about you?
I'm trying. I asked the question. You didn't even have to answer. I really just want to know your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? I know you love the graps. Damn though, if that be a Bryan Danielson match, I'm just trying to see which one I want to pick. Just because it's on my mind, I'm gonna pick for now, and I'm gonna come back and it's gonna be something different later. But right now, Danielson and Chris Hero, I really love.
Ooh,
all of that from Hell Freezes Over.
Yes.
Over the beginning of this WROH award. So I'll probably do that for right now.
You know what I hate? I hate the fact that we like, unless you like a deep, like, you know what I mean, you deep in the graps and you deep in everything like that. I feel like the history of Chris Hero doesn't get enough love. You know what I mean? Like
it doesn't. We should do a watch list with Chris Hero, and I actually personally knew Chris Hero too. I won't say we like close now, but I definitely like was hanging with him because my boy Cody did the Kings of Wrestling theme song when they had run when they're like Kings, and like and it's the crowd chant. Fun fact, I went to the studio and I was part of the group vocal for the Kings of Wrestling.
Yo, you blowing my mind. That's fucking crazy.
Facts. I got pictures with Chris Hero, and it's not like I met him at an autograph signing, like near front of a diner in Queens, Bayside, like that ass, like chilling outside. We brought up one of the hottest spots in the downtown area, like where everything blew up as far as like rap scenes and shit like that. We had this spot called Santos Party House. That's famous, historic venue, especially in that era. Niggas brought Chris Hero out there. We had him be standing outside on the line. He tall, blonde. Niggas is asking, yo, is that Edge? Like, nah, the niggas knew it was a wrestler. He was like, yo, that's Edge. Then he was like, because he's a big hip hop fan. Another fun fact. That's me who put me on the Childish Gambino.
Say word. That's tough.
I was like, yo. He's like, yo, peep this. He was outside my man's crib. He's cool as shit. He don't smoke, none of that. But we smoking big gas in that nigga Cody crib. We smoking big gas. We outside. Nailer, another historic, a good one of those historians, wrestling historians, Rob Naylor. He was out there too.
Rob Naylor, yeah.
Naylor used to send me Naylor tapes. That's like, he made these compilations that was like famous in the tape trading scenes of like rare matches. And he would send Nick, so he would send you a tape out. Like, fuck with you, we get a Naylor tape. You know what I'm saying? So like, I really could pop my shit. I don't really be popping my shit like I could pop my shit because it's like, y'all lived it. It's what it is. Niggas know that was there. Y'all know.
Rob Naylor still makes the comps because there's a forum I go on to. I think it's called Pro Wrestling Only. But like, there's a group of like guys like they are doing this series where they're literally documenting the history of pro wrestling. So like, for like $10, I don't know if they've changed it, but for $10, you get a Google Drive, and the Google Drive is literally matches from like they have the first documented wrestling match to ever take place. Like so that for those that don't know, like the whole gimmick of like Gunther when he was Walter Ringkamp, you know what I mean? Like that's what that camp was back in like the 1899. So, but Rob Naylor, he's been doing these, like you say, he's been doing the comps for a long time, but he does the comps for this Google Drive. So yeah, he's top notch. But I'm 100% down with the Chris Hero watch list. Fun fact, we talked last week about like the modding community and like what people do for the No Mercy mod. And I was like 15, and there used to be somebody modded No Mercy, but like they used indie wrestlers, right? And so this is 2005. So like at the time, I was only familiar with Ring of Honor. Like I didn't know ZZW, Jersey All Pro. My first time ever seeing like Claudio, Chris Hero, like Ruckus, like guys that were staples but weren't really in Ring of Honor at the time was from this mod, right? And then Chris Hero popped up with the classic Ring of Honor ZCW feud. And shoot, I've been like huge fan of Chris Hero. Like I wish we could see like a Kings of Wrestling reunion today. Like that would just make me so happy, bro.
Damn, man. I remember the first time I seen the KRS one. I was like, yo, this is the craziest tag shit I've ever seen. Like that was like, people don't understand, man. We always say we need to do a watch list for this. We definitely need to do a watch list for that golden era of the indies, like that, like 03, 02 to like 08.
Oh,
Jesus Christ!
Unbelievable era, unbelievable era, man. But look, let's hit this intro because the watch list. We got something to talk about, but we gonna talk after the show because we gotta set.
We're gonna chop it. We gotta do one of these just for the nerds. You know what I'm saying?
Just for pure grap nerd.
Yeah, just no topic. We just nerd it out.
Just vibe out. But let's get to the intro. We up.
Why does it matter to me? It's in my veins, baby. It's in my blood. You understand? Since kindergarten, since I was about this high, I've been watching wrestling.
Watch this. This ain't the pod for the gossip kid. BGW watch list. Black guys, civilized them 85s. Acknowledge the nerd that knows with the vibes. If you catch my live, Scotland goes live. No logos, bell to bell. 5 leave for to leave it off the list of them holy grails. Speak raps with Chaz and D-Mac. 3 count on D-Mac. Telling bars to relax. Watch this. The watch list. Black out. Watch this. The watch list. Black out.
Watch this. The watch list.
Real quick, because I love this intro dearly, but the watch list has changed many forms. You know what I mean? I'm just throwing this out here. You know what I mean? No pressure. You don't have to answer right now. If we can somehow have this intro, but have you on the remix, because you are the watch list now too, brother. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? We do this intro.
I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll tap in with AO. Man, what's your rates for our verse? What's your rates?
Shit, not for you. You don't got to worry about it, but it's rates. It's gonna be some, rates covered.
Hey, no, look, I need you on that intro, man. I need you on that intro.
Nah, we definitely get out. I'm like, yo, it's funny that I got like 2 now with this and the Almanac show. I got 2 theme songs and I'm not rapping in none of them. I kind of like, it's a fun fact that it's like, okay, I love that too, but I hear it. I see it and I hear it. I'm like, okay. That's
like in my head, like we keep the original joint, but then like there's like a like right before we go into the chorus, you come in with the remix, you just demolish the ending, and then we just transition. That's tough to me, but
yeah, me and AO already like 1 for 1. We got some shit coming up too, so yeah, it's gonna be some we're gonna have that. We're gonna have that. That's gonna get done. Me and AO shit too.
Yeah, we gonna talk. But yes, everybody, welcome to the watch list, the show for the sickos. You know what I mean, where we talk highest level intellectual grap conversations. Coming in first, it is your guy, poetic Professor Scotland Underwood. Peace and blessings this lovely Tuesday.
Yes. It's your boy, Heartbreak Coolio. It's funny because I usually be late for the intro, so I'm here. It's your boy, Heartbreak Coolio, aka the Almanac. You can follow us, tap in. We here, we talking this wrestling, stone cold shit, Shout out to the boy Chaz. We see you next week, dog.
Yeah, love to Chaz, man. Love to the whole team. You know what I mean? BGW Low, Nolo, Cheevers. Love to D-Mac. You know what I mean? Much prayers to him. Yes, always love. Shout out to Dre. Shout out to the Almanac Show. You know what I mean? Shout out to the family. That's what we're here to do. We're here on this Tuesday night to discuss. Well, first, forget all that. I want to extend a deep thank you to everybody who tapped in last week for our Black wrestlers in ECW, for making it the #1 streamed episode on BGW history. Thank you so much. You know what I mean? It means the world, man. Means the world.
That's a crazy feat. That's a crazy feat. And then it was a nigga in the comments, and it's not like a negative way I'm saying. I'm just saying nigga because of just this nigga shit. There was a nigga in the comments talking about everybody kind of alluding like, yo, this is why ECW is still passionate, still resident. People still want to talk about it, especially if it's like untapped topics of ECW where it's like, damn, nobody really got to sit and chopped it up about Black niggas in ECW. It made you feel like, damn, we was represented in ECW and we showed off and did our thing,
Yeah, no, it like as I kept looking at the numbers, I was like, whoa, we about to hit top 5. I hit the next morning. Oh, we hit #1. This is great. So yes, thank you to everybody. And what we doing tonight is we are talking about WrestleMania 13 done in Chicago, Illinois, at the Rosemont Horizon, now known as the Allstate Arena. And I'm excited to talk about this because I feel like this time period gets talked about a lot, but you don't really hear perspectives from the Black mind and the Black voice, right?
Okay.
This is such a pivotal time frame in pro wrestling. We have alluded to the 97 period before, you know what I mean? I don't know about you, but I genuinely feel 1997 is up there with the greatest years to ever take place in pro wrestling. It's a transitional period, and I feel like transitional periods are often looked at as like, oh, we have to get through this storm to get to the great stuff. If you watch WCW, WWF, ECW this time, everybody was cooking from bell to bell.
Everybody was cooking.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to take a sip of this coffee real quick. You know what I mean? I got a little cookie dough flavor here. You know,
yeah, enjoy, King. Enjoy that shit, King. You heard? Enjoy that shit. You heard?
I appreciate you, Black man. I appreciate you. But yeah, so you know, WrestleMania 13 actually has the distinction of being the lowest bought WrestleMania of all time, if I'm not mistaken. I have to check my numbers, but I think it's in like the very bottom.
I can see that.
But I find that shit so ironic that this holds one of the most important matches to ever take place inside the square circle. And I'm talking about the critically acclaimed Bret Hart Steve Austin match that took place. But like we do, we have to set the tone on how we got here and everything. Let's start with pro wrestling at this time, March 1997. We deep into the Monday Night Wars. WCW is running roughshod on WWF. The NWO, the hottest thing going on. If I'm not mistaken, we're a week after this show, Sting finally shows his allegiance. So like they're about to take a whole different direction with like if they're in number one, they about to cruise all the way to the very start of they gone. Like WWF is in the dust.
Yeah.
But with that being said, in the month of March, changes are being made to the company. You know what I mean? Like we're transitioning from the regular Monday Night Raw to Raw is War. We're transitioning from the RAW stage to what we now see, you know what I mean? That big ass Titantron with the long metal stage. What was your perception of WWF at this time leading into Mania 13, bro?
So here's the thing, right? I'm 97. I'm 10 years old, right? So now I'm deep in the fandom. The beauty of it is I'm 10 years old, right? So I didn't know there's no fucking drop off. I'm not on message boards. I'm not typing on a computer. I don't know. To me, it's just regular. It's regular Monday Night Raw. It's regular. I didn't know it was no drop off. You know what I'm saying? Outside of like, okay, Hogan's not here, so these are Bret and niggas that's on top was niggas that I seen coming up. So it was just like, okay, they moving around, they growing. You know, I grew with niggas. You feel what I'm saying? I grew with Bret. I grew with Shawn. So I grew with Undertaker as far as like them moving up. So it's like I'm going through it. I'm not even looking at it. I'm looking at it as pure. And that's the ill thing too, because I'm going to bring it up multiple times. Throughout this whole, every time I looked at it, like I watch wrestling, I'm instantly back in that. It's a feeling. I cannot explain it to you unless you was there. Like, and every show has like, I don't feel this feeling when I watch Batch at the Beach 97. It's not a shot at Batch at the Beach. It's just like I remember this era of WWF being like, oh, this is something different and it's cooking and it's like I just instantly go back and feel that shit. Shout out to Crush the Crusher too.
Shout out, man. Shout out. Yeah, no, this you absolutely right, because like I'm the same way. Like you as a wrestling fan, you kind of get caught up in this concept of like what you were a fan of when you were a kid and how like it conjure up like feelings and everything like that. And like for me, like I genuinely hold the new generation, that era of WWF, like that kind of that 94 to 96 period. I hold it like near and dear to my heart because that's what I grew up on. You know what I mean? That's what we grew up on. You know what I mean? Like the whole, like, you know, with the pay-per-view would start, the World Wrestling Federation, you know what I mean? Like that whole aesthetic, the logo, everything. And And I say that as a WCW kid, like I was very active in WCW. I even remember that I had to choose because my birthday's in March. It's my 7. I was turning 7. My mom was like, "You can either get WrestleMania or you can get uncensored," and I'm like, you hit me with the hard hitting questions right now.
I understand was drawn.
I'm like, oh, which one can I go for? And I picked WrestleMania because it was the closer one. It was the one that came on first. I was like, I'll go WrestleMania. But same thing, like it's a transition, you know what I mean? Like I distinctly remember it felt like a different product. And as a kid, you're not really recognizing what you're watching, you know what I mean? Like we watching it for the fun of it. We're not watching it how we watch it.
It's feel. You can feel it's something different, but we're not grasping the knowledge of like, yo, oh my God, it's a new booker, they've been down bad and stuff like that. It's just like, oh shit, okay. It wasn't even like a big drop off. You gotta understand it wasn't like this era where WrestleManias was in stadiums. You feel what I'm saying? All the time. Like Scott Dome was special. RCA Dome was special for WrestleMania 8. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so, and that was just started at WrestleMania 6. So you feel what I'm saying? So it wasn't, and then after that, they went right back to Caesar's Palace, the Garden, Hartford, Connecticut. So they was in a nasty arena for 11. 12, the Anaheim Palm, one of my favorite. I feel it's one of the best arenas you can like capture footage in. It's just like every shot of that WrestleMania 12 is beautiful, right? And then we lead to WrestleMania 13 here in Rosemont. So, like, it was you could feel the shift and things was being different. What I did feel different was the way they had Bret acting crazy.
I stay off of social. Did something happen, my love? Oh, okay. Just so I can enjoy it. That's what you see.
We shook.
Yeah. No. First of all, shout out to my wife. Love you dearly. Love you dearly. But and like me and her, we talk about this all the time. Like I actively, she knows that like because I do the podcast, like I'm constantly seeing things, and so like if I see something and I don't want her, like I'll take the bullet and I'll see the spoiler so she doesn't have to see it so she can enjoy it, right? Because, and this can kind of tie into this concept of the time frame we're talking about. Watching pro wrestling, people have made this thing so not fun, right? You know what I mean? Like everybody wants to be a media head. Everybody wants to be a journalist. Everybody wants to be, oh, I know this is happening. When you're eliminating the whole point, you're supposed to just enjoy this as a fan. You're supposed to just embrace, right? And you can even see it like when people like armchair quarterback, like they take it too serious. Oh, this is what Meltzer said. Okay. All right, yeah, well, that's cool, but
I didn't know who the fuck Meltzer was until I had Twitter.
Absolutely. And look, I'm gonna go on a rant later on when we get to Bret and Austin, but I love this period because, like I said, we just got to be fans. We just got to be kids. We got to enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like, like, did you ever used to fantasy book like, oh, yo, I would love to see Sting and Shawn Michaels go one-on-one.
All the time. I would always want to see that. Like, I would always fantasy book. Mine was like Sting, Warrior, Sting, Shawn. Always wanted to see who else I wanted to see. It's crazy because a lot of shit I wanted to see, I ended up seeing in some form of action, whether it was later on in WWE or in an indie show. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the beauty of it, but definitely was a lot of like just Sting and Sting. Because everybody else ended up had like if I had like Steiners came and seen niggas that I wanted them to see. LOD came through, you know what I mean? So mostly because Sting at that time was that only guy that did not go back and forth in that time. If you name every top star from 90 to 99, you can't name one that didn't go to WWF during that time except for Sting. And now it's over.
I love the like, you know what I mean? So like I used to like the reason why like I became such a wrestling like a historian is because like I used to write everything down. Like my mom, I had the monthly subscription to WWF magazine. You know what I mean? Like I used to
Every time I got that from the newsstand, and not to interrupt my fault, bro, because you triggered emotions with the magazine talk.
yeah. Oh shoot.
I'm a magazine. That was part of my so that was my Twitter. That was my social media, like magazines. Like I didn't know Dave Meltzer, but I damn sure know Bill Apter. You know what I'm saying? I was a Wow magazine fucking guy. So when y'all be talking all this Meltzer shit, I'll be like, Apter was the nigga to me. Bill Apter always. I listen. One of the biggest things I ever was to get some content when we interviewed Rich Homie Swan, and then that got on to WrestleZone. Like these were sites that like this was stuff that I grew up on. It wasn't like a Twitter account or Facebook or Instagram. So magazines, I remember going to the store. I'm walking wherever I'm with mom. So wherever me and mom, it was me and mom versus the world. So wherever me and mom at, and I stopped and I said, "Oh, it's a new magazine cover. Yeah, let me get that." Only one I couldn't really get off top was the Raw magazine with Marlena. That made shit hot. I couldn't get that one. Mom Dukes wasn't having that one. But you know, that was the time, man. So like you having those months, like one of my favorite magazines to tie it all into this. Bret Hart next to Bart Simpson is one of the hardest.
Classic.
Woo! I got an idea for some merch. I'm gonna chop it up after this.
So listen, my mom, she like, you know, this is a different time period. So like we talking about the late 90s. My mom used to like, she would take me to like the grocery store, the drugstore, the Rite Aid, whatever. And she knew she could leave me in the magazine aisle while she did her thing as long as there was a wrestling magazine in my hand, because I was not going anywhere. Like I'm reading that magazine back and forth. You know what I mean? Everything.
Mom, your mom, you ain't never, you be wanting your mom, go look for something. Oh, I gotta find something else. Now get 2 more pages, skim through the pictures and all that. Yeah, absolutely.
Shoot, pro wrestling fans today are very spoiled with like their consumption, right? I learned different promotions because of the rankings that used to be in the after magazines. You know what I mean? Like they would do a top 10. So like it would always be the champion, Psycho Sid, and then the top contenders. WCW, Hogan, the top contenders.
And you be like, yo, who's this nigga like number 4? And it'll be like Shane Douglas at the time, and you like, I remember Shane from WCW. What the fuck you doing over there? He getting pictures of him, and then you doing the homework. You know what I'm saying? Like it was different discovery back then. The discovery is not the same now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a different era.
Shoot, I remember ECW came like, so ECW here in Virginia used to come on Saturdays, 11 o'clock on channel. What was it? I can't remember, but it was definitely a syndicated channel.
Was it a sports syndicated network?
No, so we never really got sports syndicated networks like that.
Yeah, I ain't got
it. And I want to say it was like an ABC affiliate.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But like I used to try to sneak up because I knew wrestling would come on. I didn't watch nothing but cartoons and wrestling when I was a kid. You know what I mean? So like I saw a joint ECW was coming to Virginia Beach. I'm not paying attention. I am not really caring what ECW is like that. I am asking my mom and dad, hey, can we go to this wrestling show? My dad was like, yeah. He was like, is it WWF? I was like, no, it's ECW. He was like, we are absolutely not going. He was like, you are too young. I was so confused. I was like, what do you mean we can't go? I was like, what do you mean I'm too young? I was like, you just took me to the WWF show. I was like, he was like, you can watch ECW when you're older. I'm like, that's not fair. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like it was like the consumption was a lot different. The way you took in, I feel like that's why the appreciation for the 90s.
For New York niggas, all New York niggas gonna feel me and know what's up. And the ECW came on Saturday night, 2 in the morning on MSG Network. So my vibe would watch like Saturday Night Live, or if I fell asleep, I would wake up for Apollo, or I watch the Apollo. Rest in peace, the legendary Kiki Shepard.
Yes, rest in peace.
It all ties in for me. You feel what I'm saying? Because after Apollo went off, I knew ECW was coming on 2 in the morning on MSG. Facts. That's what I'm saying. Saturday nights used to be like, so as a young kid watching ECW in a nasty hour, it was the perfect vibe for what I was watching. You feel what I'm saying? It goes back to feeling. This episode's about feeling. I'm sorry if for the younger people, I'm trying to paint a picture so y'all can understand what it was like in the time. So it's like I'm watching this promotion and I'm watching some characters I know, like Shane Douglas. I'm like, damn, I love Shane Douglas when he teamed up with Steamboat in WCW.
Facts.
So I'm like, Shane on some different shit. Shane got some swag. What's going on? Like, but it's just discovery, different discovery back then. That's why it was so pure. And I think that's what a lot of promotions nowadays are struggling with, because it's so easy to get. You're not like bumping into it. It's like a different discovery, like as compared to finding something because your man told you about it in person and was like hyping it. Like my man used to be like, oh, this nigga is better. He would bring some ECW niggas up. But I'm like, he like, nah, that nigga smoking all these niggas. I'm like, what? I fuck out of here. But that's different from somebody retweeting and just saying, oh, look at this plancha. You feel what I'm saying? So the consumption and the discovery was different back then.
And even down to like aesthetic wise, like for like young people that don't know, like pro wrestling, what you see today was not the pro wrestling you got on television back then. You know what I mean? Like, not to say that like it was a grittier look, but like it absolutely had the presentation. Like it didn't feel so corporate. Neither promotion,
all three of them. None of them.
Neither promotion.
Look how clean they got now. It was very gritty. Like WrestleMania 13 is gritty as hell. The way they shot this shit it puts you back in the feel. Like I was looking at the British Bulldog. I was instantly like, y'all remember this, man? I remember like your Bulldog cut the braids. It was acting bad with Owen, but then they was beefing and going back and forth. And what the fuck they doing tagging against Mankind and Vader? Like, this shit is crazy. I love this shit. This shit was fire.
You know what? Another aspect that I feel like wrestling fans need to experience, they need to experience like a genuine free-for-all. And for those that don't know what I'm talking about, before pay-per-views, right? Pay-per-views used to come on 7 p.m. and they would run 3 hours, right? They went to 8 p.m. when they got Sunday Night Heat, but before that, pay-per-view started at 7 p.m. An hour before, they would do WWF Free-for-All, which you could watch on the TV Guide channel, right?
Woo-hoo!
There we go.
Don't talk to these children.
You would, hop on the TV Guide channel. They would have the whole lineup of what would be on television at this time, but in the corner would be the free-for-all, and the goal was to get the pay-per-view buys. The last minute, ended like people that can't decide. The free-for-all is to hype you up. You would see exclusive promos. You seeing people come to the ring. They made shit feel so important with the free-for-all. Like it felt like if you don't watch this show, you're gonna miss something major.
And
right?
This is what I was talking about with Starrcade. This is what the game is missing. Continue.
It just became like that thing. Like I found the free-for-all for WrestleMania 13. I found it on Daily Motion. And like I got so zapped. I felt 7 years old again. I'm watching it because the free-for-all that I saw on Daily Motion was the TV Guide version. So I'm like, I start getting nostalgic because like I'm seeing channels that don't exist no more, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it was quite jarring actually to see how much has changed in the last, like this is coming up on 30 years, right? To see there's channels that don't exist no more. There's movies that don't get played on the regular like that, right? We're in the era right now where like you have to get ESPN Plus and then you have to buy the pay-per-view. You don't know the heartache of having to ask your parents, hey, can you buy this pay-per-view? You know what I mean? Like, come on, you know what I mean? Like Sting up here, right? You know what I mean? Like
Bodega. I'm gonna ask you a question and I'm gonna fuck your head up as a historian.
Okay.
I want you to take your time. We're on the stream, but there's a conversation between brothers, so I want you to take your time with this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Knowing all you know now, nothing changes. Everything happens, every result happens the same.
Mm-hmm.
As the historian you are, what would you have preferred to grow up the way you did? Or if you had an option where and we talking strictly fandom, a fantasy world of fandom, if you can be 10 years old now and have access, let's say 3 years ago when we had the network at full tilt, right? What would you have preferred? Would you have preferred getting Discovery and everything in the grid? Take away the fact of, yes, it's a lot of nostalgia with that. Take the romance out of it. I'm just thinking of, damn, it was hard for you to find shit.
Yeah.
Would you prefer that or coming up in this era now? Like, my daughter was a historian. She won't have to go through none of the shit we went through. You feel what I'm saying? Maybe now, like, if she, like, let's say she wanted to start 32 years ago where we had access to everything, what would you prefer?
Like, no hesitation. I'm very grateful for the way I consume wrestling. Like the way, like the very first option, like I'll never trade that in for anything because oh, that's fire. Yeah, that was fire.
That. Yeah, that's
fire. And if I go, yeah, peace. If I can just real quick say, I don't think I'd be watching wrestling today if it wasn't for the way I grew up watching wrestling, right? Like, I'm not exaggerating. Like, I used to have part of the reason why I think I became a writer was because I used to write everything down, and everything I wrote down was wrestling related. You know what I mean? Like, I became a consumer too. Like, I'm misspelling wrestlers' name. You know what I mean? Like, I used to write down like my top 50. And like this, I'm 7 years old, 8 years old doing this. It made me appreciate the older I've gotten, like the way I consume wrestling, because I loved discovering things when I did discover them. You know what I mean? Like being a kid, my eyes are WCW, WWF, ECW, right? Pop on UPN at 11 o'clock. Oh, what is USWA? Right? You know what I mean? Like, what is this? What is this small arena in this studio?
Oh, you got access to that, huh? Down south?
Yeah.
See, that's another thing too. It's south shit and it's up north shit. So that's the ill shit about us chopping it up right now, because I'm thinking I'm the only one doing this. Like, and to see that you was down south having the same exact experience is beautiful. I remember I got Starcade 87 at fucking CBS. Random, like that. So to answer the question, I would prefer, even if I couldn't do it over again, I'd pick the way I learned it, because it's just, because even when I got the network, honestly, it was so like, I didn't really know where to start. I just said, I'm going to go to the first WCW pay-per-view and just go all the way through. But that first day of having a network was like, I did not know where to start. And I remember being a little nigga having dreams and waking up, like having dreams that I had every wrestling tape stacked up.
Absolutely.
Of every pay-per-view. You had that same dream? I would wake up and I'm like, oh shit, I don't have it. It's a dream. But to think that, then when I had it in my hand, being at 30 at this point, and I was maybe even 20, in my 20s still, couldn't even move. I had to go outside and I got to come back. I don't know where to start. You know what I'm saying? So it's beautiful to be able to go through that, start there, to be here now, to see the consumption of it. It is a different appreciation. And you know, they're going to try to age us out and all that, but
who cares? Like Like even like this question, like from like what was the first pay-per-view y'all parents got for me? I had like it's not an exaggeration. The very first pay-per-view is WrestleMania 13. That was the very first pay-per-view my parents ever like spent money to let me watch. That's why like I hold this pay-per-view in such high regard. If I could do a quick shout out real quick, right? Because my everybody knows Scotland, everything like that. We used to take frequent trips over there all the time. You know what I mean? Little block, Royston Mains Garden, Edinburgh, Scotland, West Granton. You know what I mean? It's my home.
Niggas over there.
Yeah. Home away from home. There was a lady that was a friend of my mom's, childhood friend, Miss Teresa. Miss Teresa knew I was a big wrestling fan. So like I'm 6, 7 years old. My mom would take me to Miss Teresa's house, her apartment, which was just right diagonal from my grandparents' house.
Mm-hmm.
She had every WWF VHS that you could possibly think of. I'm talking the Invasion of the Body Slammers, WrestleFest, all the Royal Rumbles, all the WrestleManias, all the SummerSlams. And she would let me pick 2, take them back home, watch them. I could go back and grab 2 more. You know what I mean? And man,
really lesson too. And she real for that too, because I don't know if I can let somebody to leave the country,
bro.
Now you're talking about going to your own house, talking about leave the country. 2 of them.
Yeah. And look, man, she just recently passed away, maybe about a year or 2 ago. Broke my heart. But like when I say like even down to that, like that helped me become a bigger wrestling fan. And like I said, like I know we jumping around, you know what I mean? We 100% vibing tonight, 100%.
Yeah.
Even down to like becoming a teenager, you know what I mean? Like I had to appreciate what I was seeing to have a distaste for what wrestling was becoming because of that, I discovered TNA. I discovered Ring of Honor. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for Ring of Honor and being on the forums, I never would have discovered Japanese pro wrestling. You know what I mean? Because I'm trying to figure out what's the big deal about Samoa Joe wrestling somebody named Kenta Kobashi. And somebody just happened to put the video of him and Misawa January 20th, 1997 up. My first time ever seeing it. Yeah. I salute people's consumption for pro wrestling, but man, when I tell you there used to be such a grind to how you consume pro wrestling, that is such a loss.
You have to get it when you get it. Yeah, I'm sorry. This for the old heads. I go hold this for the old heads. If youngies, y'all want to get game tonight, pull up. But this for the old heads tonight. This for the old heads tonight. We vibing because we got to paint the picture for what led to this WrestleMania. It's deeper than just that sharpshooter and the blood pouring out. It was a lot that got to that moment. You feel what I'm saying? To answer Bodega's question, real Black Mama shit. The first WrestleMania and probably one of the was WrestleMania 11. And the only reason I got that shit was because LT Black Ass, Lawrence Taylor Black Ass was on there. And my mom was watching the TV and she seen Lawrence Taylor. She was like, oh, Lawrence Taylor on there? Yeah, I want to see this. So shout out to Lawrence Taylor. Shout out to my New York Giants. Shout out to Black Celebrity and Black Mamas. She got it off the strength of that. And I got WrestleMania 11 from nasty Hartford, Connecticut.
Yeah.
I was with that nasty. Like, that's one of them. Yo, WrestleMania was here. Like, that's fire.
You know, and to be honest with you, man, like I wasn't allowed to watch Raw when I was younger. You know what I mean? That's why I was such a WCW head in the first place, because I was allowed to watch WCW, but for some reason my parents didn't really. Huh?
Why they didn't let you watch Raw?
I don't know. To be honest with you, you know what? Raw came on at 9 o'clock.
Okay,
right?
yeah, it was nasty.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Which once again, I don't know what the logic was, because WCW Nitro at this time was a 2-hour block. I guess maybe because WCW started early. Oh no, I'm lying. I only got that first hour and then I had to go to bed.
It was like that. It was times like that.
Yeah, but one thing I felt like that another thing that's not really appreciated, the Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon consumption of pro wrestling, right? Because the WWF Worldwide, WCW Pro.
Come on, live wire.
What
we talking about WWF superstars, man. What we talking about? You don't know what that Saturday was like when Undertaker put War in that casket, man. I don't know what it was like that Saturday, man.
You got an opportunity. You got the opportunity to get the consumption without actually having to watch the show live. So it was like you watching a Brad Armstrong versus Bobby Eaton match, but they recapping what happened on Nitro and why the NWO beat up DDP, and then you see the clips. You know what I mean? Livewire became just a recap show, but like they get advanced storylines. If you go and watch Superstars from this time period, because Superstars ended, I think, a month before WrestleMania 13. But if you go to like, excuse me, it transitioned from live, like from the actual matches to just being a recap show.
Oh, okay.
Right. But if you go and you look around the fall to the time it ended, you really realize how much storyline progression was taking place on those shows. Like the Stone Cold Brian Pillmanizing angle was on Superstars, which led to the Pillman's Got a Gun. You know what I mean? Steve Austin first challenging Bret Hart happened on Superstars. You know what I mean? Like they actually used to make Superstars feel like a secondary. It was their essentially their SmackDown at the time. But like today, Saturday morning wrestling, like people wouldn't appreciate that.
It was different. It was a different time, man. Like you watching your cartoons, like you watch Recess. Then WCW used to have a show at 9:00 on TBS. So I was early. You feel what I'm saying? And that's when I was able to catch up on shit I missed. You feel what I'm saying? If it was like sometimes niggas had to go to sleep early. Like, well, you fucked up in school. Yeah, ain't no Nitro tonight. Ain't no Raw tonight. So you trying to catch up on what you missed on Saturday. So it was shit like that going on. You feel what I'm saying? Then Superstars was on Fox in New York. You feel what I'm saying? So that came on like 11:00. Then they had WMAC Masters. That's how I even got into that class. You feel what I'm saying? Superstars led into that. You feel what I'm saying? So it was just, in that time, it was pure just like, they goes in a deeper level, because then you like 1:00, you going to watch Jordan on NBC drop 30 on the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just a fucking time. This Rockin' Wrestling, I was trying to catch that. And I was like, yo, Hulk Hogan had a cartoon. I know this is before all the crazy Hogan stuff, but I was like, yo, Hulk Hogan got a cartoon. Like I would try to catch that shit. That shit would be on CBS. For me, Rockin' Wrestling was on CBS. So
listen,
that was times, man.
I used to get pissed when Raw would get preempted because of the dog show.
Yo, Westminster.
Show.
Yo. So that's when I realized, like, yo, these the power of niggas in their pets, bro. I was like, yo, I'm not like a pet nigga, but shout out to everybody that got pets. I love that. I understand it. But I first understood it by this shit, the dog show with kids. I be tight. I be sitting there ready for Raw. I'm like, what the fuck is these little dogs doing?
Listen.
Running around with dogs and shit. This Westminster Dog Show. Google that shit. Imagine being 10 years old, ready to lock in with Stone Cold. And it would be in August, too. They playing in the summertime. It'd be like late August. I remember this is how much it pissed me off. It'd be like late August. Mm-hmm. I'm like, yo, that's how I knew when WWF was starting to get money, when niggas said, nah, ain't no more of that Westminster shit. Fuck out of here.
They're like, yo, we're not messing up the ratings for this.
I seen this shit on the news like 3 years ago. I was like, oh, they still got it. I was like, yeah, okay, cool.
They still do it? Oh,
got that shit out of here. Fuck out of here, man.
Listen.
Stone Cold got that shit out of here. Fuck out of here. Westminster Dog Show.
Listen, man, I used to be I was one of those kids, like I used to like operate with my emotions. So like when you 7, 8 years old, like you don't have nobody telling you like, oh, Raw's not coming on tonight, Nitro's not coming on tonight. You know what I mean? Like, so when you, like you said, you locked in, then you turn to the channel and you're like, what is this dog? Who is this? Nah.
I'm lost. I don't know what to do for the night. I'm lost. That's when the history, that's when you pop in the tape. You gotta watch the tape. Y'all gotta watch something. You gotta throw a tape after that. Cause that was nasty work. I couldn't believe they would do that to fuck USA for doing that. I'm glad you brought that up. I've been wanting to say that for years. Fuck that dog show. Love to the dogs. Love to the dogs.
Yo, love to the dogs, but fuck the owners.
Fuck the dog show though. That shit was kind of like exposed. I don't whatever, man. Like cancel that shit. They should have canceled that.
See, and it's funny because like I didn't mind it when TBS did it with Nitro because they always replace like Nitro get preempted for basketball, and I was 100% for that.
I was good with that. I would get that. Oh, Nitro come on later, but it was the playoff game. It wasn't even like they would do it for bullshit. They did it for like a playoff game, like a game 7. Oh, game 7 is on Monday night. Yeah, Nitro might get pushed back or pushed off. So,
and you know what? This is a great point, which kind of said
that didn't happen in the beginning though. They started doing it. It wasn't like the Raw. I know we're talking about the Raw Tuesday, but it wasn't always like that. Some days you had to wait that week fast.
Yeah. And what I was gonna say is, yeah, you want to watch wrestling, absolutely. But like this right here, like watching Raw on a different day, perfect segue into a very key joint that popped up around this time, and that was the Thursday Raw Thursday that took place, if I'm not mistaken, in Connecticut, but it was I forgot why it was on a Thursday, but that was the joint that had Shawn Michaels, I Lost My Smile, you know what I mean? Because, you know, the long-standing rumor going into this WrestleMania was that the main event was supposed to be.
I'm sorry, I'm just ripping this up. I'm not promoting nothing until they give us the bag.
Absolutely. If you would like to, please email us. Please email us at bgwpod.com@gmail. But you know, the long-standing rumor was always this was supposed to be Shawn versus Bret into this WrestleMania. Shawn has a knee injury. He does the like I lost my smile thing, and it was maybe about
chill, don't know brand names. Like,
yeah, the RC Cola.
Yeah, it's RC Cola. We're in 97. It's RC Cola.
So, you know, I saw a conversation. It was maybe about a year ago, and they were talking about the I Lost My Smile joy. And, you know, it's funny when you look at things from respective purposes, because Shawn Michaels at this time, man, whew.
Talk about it.
Shawn Michaels at this time, I will make the argument till I'm blue in the face. Shawn Michaels, 95 to 97, the greatest North American wrestler I've ever seen. Like if you go back and you watch, like Shawn Michaels was the embodiment of everything about pro wrestling. He had the charisma, he had the in-ring style, you know what I mean? Like Shawn just did drugs. Like this was no big thing in the concept. And me and the BGW cohorts were talking about like hatred in wrestling and what Roman and CM Punk are doing. Y'all weren't there for Shawn and Bret and what Shawn and Bret did, right? And how they took their rivalry and knew how to make money with it without really even having to get in the ring and wrestle. The whole concept of I Lost My Smile, if you really think about it, is really a talk about mental health, right? Because clearly there was something going on in Shawn Michaels' mind where he's like, yo, I can't, like, I don't want to be associated with Bret Hart, XYZ. He was willing to throw away a WrestleMania bag just because he didn't want to lose to Bret Hart. And I feel like that is such a missed thing in pro wrestling today. Nigga, bring back
Bring back hate. I was about to say that's all was on his mind was hate. That was pure hate. That was pure hate. Bret is an honorable man. Bret was like, yo, I did the honors. Bret did the honors WrestleMania 12. Sean was supposed to, spin that back.
Sean like, nah.
Sean ass betted. Bret should have known when Sean whispered to Earl, tell us to get the fuck out of my ring. You should have known then, Bret, it was never going to be no WrestleMania rematch. Niggas forget about that. Go back to WrestleMania 12. Go pop it on your Netflix. Go to end. Sean talking to Earl like he was telling him, tell us to get the fuck out the ring. Because Bret was selling. Bret is Bret. He's selling a loss, a major WrestleMania loss, a big moment. And this nigga told him, get the fuck out of my ring.
Yo, I love reading Bret Hart's book because when you get to that chapter, you could tell how hurt he was.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the conversation about Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels that I feel like a lot that like we bring up the hate part, but like these were like genuine friends, you know what I mean? Like, and you know, me personally, I've always said Vince McMahon had a lot to do with the separation. Like it was a competition, you know, you want to be better than the next man, but Vince absolutely had a say in that divide. But with that being said, this main event scene during this time, like we got Shawn, we got Bret, we got Taker, we got Austin, we got Vader, we got Mankind, the upper mid card looking Bulldog and Owen, Farouk, Ahmed Johnson, you know, Triple H is on the rise, Goldust is cooking. Like you have a genuine, you have a genuine, healthy main event scene. You know what I mean? Like it was no thing. And once again, talking about the difference of the time, the house show loop, you know what I mean? Like it was no thing for you to throw Shawn Michaels and Goldust in a B-town and it draw good money, right? Because they would experiment. They want to see what the chemistry are. There's a match between Shawn Michaels and Goldust. It's a ladder match from an untelevised show they did in Toronto. I think it was called Experience. And it's a great ladder match. You know what I mean? It's fam cam footage, but it's a great ladder match. You know what I mean? Like you're experimenting with the times. But we hitting. Do you think WrestleMania back then carried the same prestige that like WrestleMania carries today?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, hell yeah, without a doubt. Because you got to think by WrestleMania 2000, it was books. I remember they had the WrestleMania all day long. WrestleMania always been WrestleMania. No, they've always felt like big. It was always treated like this, how it is now. It's more money, it's more pop, more circumstance. But they was always making WrestleMania feel special, make WrestleMania feel important. Always had this, it always was a different event. Even though they might have run the same building that they ran for a Raw before, it was always special for WrestleMania.
Goldust was, when we talk about Goldust, we'll absolutely talk about like what Dustin Rhodes did for that character. But you know, like I do want to shout out the main event previous. I know you've seen it. The 4-way match between Austin, Taker, Bret.
I just watched that shit.
Classic. Watched
that shit.
Classic.
Yo.
That joint taking place in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Yeah, that was a nasty show too. Honestly, it was a nasty show, but everything had a story behind it. That was one thing I picked up on that show. Everything had story. Like I tweeted about it and I talked about it on the pod. There was Too Cold Scorpio, Flash Funk, Bart Gunn. Who was the third? It was a wild third nigga against
the Goldust.
It was Goldust. Yes. Bart Gunn and Flash Funk against the Nation of Domination. And you looking at this in 2026, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why would they book this match? but it had a legit story. Nation of Domination attacked them niggas in 3 separate occasions, so they linked up, which then made me love it more because I'm like, oh nah, these niggas like fucking we gonna link up on the ops. So them niggas linked up and say, yo, we got the 6-man tag.
Look, yo, the opening, I'm looking at the card. The opening contest for the Final Four joint was Mark Merrill versus Leif Cassidy, Al Snow. You know what I mean?
Facts. And it was a high match too.
Yeah, that was a good match. That was a good match. I actually want to talk about Mark a little bit later because I got a tidbit for you. But that was the thing, like you bring up the Nation of Domination, that 6-man, you know what I mean? Like that was storyline progression, you know what I mean? Like
yes, because when I seen it, I was like, oh, this is probably what led to the WrestleMania match in some way, because it was like, yo, these 3 niggas was terrorizing niggas, so I needed to get 2 niggas. Then I remember Ahmed's like, yo, I'm gonna be in Chicago. I need 2 grimy Chicago niggas.
One of my favorite joints around this time.
Too, y'all.
Yeah, one of my favorite joints around this time was the type of pay-per-view Dre would put on during the
yo, facts. This nigga will put on the most random shit, but I'll be potted, and then I'll like, if y'all hear me get quiet on the show, it's because I'm looking at something and I'm just
you be locked in.
I'll be right back in, and I'm like, yo, I gotta go home and watch the rest of this shit.
No, facts. Shoot, this was during the period where they went back to the Manhattan Center and they did the ECW run, right?
Yeah.
And I love that particular Raw, right? Because if I'm not mistaken, it had who was it? Was it Taz and Mikey Whipwreck? And Sabu jumps off the top of the joint.
Yeah.
Classic moment. That was the debut also of Ken Shamrock. And I remember Shamrock has a little run-in with Farouk. And I'm watching it back. I'm like, yo, this shit got me hyped right now. Farouk and Ken Shamrock, what's up? Like,
it was a good time when he pulled up. That first few months was a real good time. Niggas forget, like Ken had shit shaking. Ken had shit shaking, man, because Ken was really like that. So everybody was like, yo, what the fuck going on? So like to have a nigga like Farouk see him, like, oh, okay, another tough nigga. What the fuck about to happen here? You feel what I'm saying? Shit about to get you got hype watching that shit because it felt dangerous.
Shoot, even down to like I'm like I've said it for many days. Like I've never been the biggest Jerry Lawler fan, but like Lawler, yeah, you know, it's personal. It's personal.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't fuck with Jerry for personal reasons. But I will say, you look at Jerry Lawler when like he popped like that particular show, this Manhattan Center show led to one of the best ECW moments when Lawler, Van Dam, and Sabu are beating up the whole locker room. WrestlePalooza '97, classic moment. You know what I mean? Like that was the thing about this time period, man. Like is like everything had a reason to get to the next point. You know what I mean? Like it was like everybody had a hunger to get the bag better, right? And we're gonna do it in a way that like is going to keep evolving what we're doing. It really, when you watch it, it really feels like you're watching some people's best work, right? You're talking about a time period where like you're seeing main event quality matches on Nitro. You're seeing now starting to see main event quality matches on Raw. You're seeing the formula of like what we see today, right? So you look at it from Vince McMahon's standpoint, from somebody that has only ran Raw for 1 hour. Now you have to like, how can I get the audience to stay put for a 2-hour show when I've only done a 1 hour show? Like, what do we fill that time with? A lot of misses, but there's a lot of hits, right? Do you think when it comes down to like this particular show, like, did you get that sense watching it? Like you saw, like, is like everybody like this for some reason, this Mania gets a lot of flack. Not from me, but I do see a lot of people get this flack outside of like the main, like Austin and Bret. But did you feel like a hunger coming from watching this?
Yeah, definitely. You can feel like they was figuring it out. Like I'm watching it as older in hindsight and knowing what actually happened. I could see how like it's not really like one of those like. If you look at the card, it's like, oh, if I have my pick of shows, I'm gonna grab this one. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, it's not really that. But you have to really like watch it. It's really just the time of the times. You know what I'm saying? That was what WWF was at '97. Was chaotic. You could see they was trying to put shit together. Like it wasn't they scrambling because Nitro's so hot, so they just trying to put on a quality show just to keep the lights on. You feel what I'm saying? You could feel that. You could definitely feel that hunger. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody just putting their best foot. Like Owen was amazing in this. Owen Hart, like that Owen Hart, and it wasn't even shit he did in the ring. It was everything he did outside. Like,
would you? Like, would you believe that I saw earlier this week somebody saying that if you really watch an Owen Hart match, that he is not as good of a wrestler as people make him out to be? I was flabbergasted. I'm like, I kid you not. So listen, listen, bro, listen, right? And it all started from the dialogue that somebody put about Bret Hart's importance to what WWF became, of the way like he essentially made Austin. He, you know what I mean? He saved Rock from getting fired. You know what I mean? Like just they pretty much laying the foundation for the Attitude Era and all that good stuff. And then one of these, you know, these wrestling historians is like, whoa, calm down, which then led to the comment about Owen Hart. And I want to say this, right? I only respect a few people in this space when it comes to wrestling dialogue. You know what I mean? You are at the top of the list, my man. Like I can talk history with wrestling all day with you. You know what I mean? Because we brothers, and you know we can have healthy debates, right? Wrestling historians traditionally find ways to disrespect people's impact, right? A real historian spotlights what somebody did for the business. I knew the game was cooked when I saw niggas saying that Dean Malenko was overrated. Because then I still had to stop myself. I'm like, am I watching wrestling? Like
niggas said what?
Niggas said, look, I'm gonna get closer. Niggas said Dean Malenko is overrated. That's when I was like, yo, am I watching wrestling wrong? Right?
I don't want to yell this week. No,
let it off, man. Let it off.
Niggas are fucking bozos. Owen Hart, trash. Dean Malenko, overrated. What were y'all watching? What y'all like? Nah, they just was trolling. I ain't even mad. I was trolling.
I'm gonna try to find it. I'm gonna try to find it and send it to you.
They was just trolling.
But this is what I want to say. And I hope certain wrestling historians are watching. If you are, please come forward. Please. Right? Y'all have to stop. Y'all have to stop consuming wrestling, like you're Dave Meltzer. You have to stop consuming wrestling like this is like a science project. You know what I mean? Like you can be analytical watching pro wrestling without diminishing certain things. And I'm not even saying you have to like every style. Like I said, there are people out here, I've said it many times on the timeline, I will never understood how you could have Jerry Lawler in your top 5 of all time. But that's because that's not for me. But I'm not going to disrespect the impact of Manhattan and Memphis. You know what I mean? Like that's classic Memphis wrestling style, right? But when you say shit like Dean Malenko's overrated, when you say Owen Hart's overrated, I'm really wondering, I'm like, are you just saying that because it's out the norm of what is being said? And you feel like you have to be, oh yeah, you know what I mean? Like Gino Kaminsky back in 1953 what it's doing. Like, no, man, like that's cool. That's great. You don't have to diminish anybody's legacy in that sense, right? Because it makes me wonder how you're consuming pro wrestling. Are you watching wrestling for fun? Are you watching it because you wanted to be a journalist back in the day and that failed? So wrestling is an easy way for you to pick apart. I don't get it, man. Help me, Julio, man. Like, I don't get it, man.
I don't give a fuck what these niggas think, man. That's the long and short of it, man. Because you know what it is? It's like, yo, right? I get niggas try to do shit. Everybody have different motives. It made people feel like that. You feel Malenko was. It's hard to say like how you feel niggas is overrated, and then you bringing up. See, like, look, niggas don't play with certain niggas too. I seen the like niggas lay shit down over here for niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas not playing about Malenko or Owen, right?
Come on.
It's like I think it's always like the one thing I don't appreciate about like it's certain like historians and very knowledgeable fans all across this culture, right? IWC, they have this kind of like bouginess with it. You feel what I'm saying? Of like everybody feels like their opinion is their opinion, but you know, it's just an opinion at the end of the day. So it's like because it used to really bother me, like I can't lie, like especially trying to come up in this shit, like it used to really bother me because I feel like this shit is corny. But I just realized, you know what? Instead, I'm going to just focus on the shit I love. You feel what I'm saying? So even like critiques I may have, I don't really tweet them out publicly like that because it's like, yo, I'd rather spotlight shit I do enjoy. You feel what I'm saying? Or I'll crack a joke on shit like that. I have a whole podcast where I can break down critiques of shit I don't like or why I don't like things. You feel what I'm saying? I don't have to just put that in the universe. I think it's time like we should use our platforms to highlight shit we love instead of highlight shit we don't like. I think niggas should do that forward. Like instead of shitting on Dean Malenko, just show me somebody else. Like that's what I wish niggas would do more of. Like, yo, instead of being like, yo, Owen Hart is trash or whatever, put me on to somebody. That was the beauty of the shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yo, y'all like Owen? Well, look, this is who I think is hot. You feel what I'm saying? Don't just y'all just doing tweet for engagement and all that's cool, but like that's the beauty of this shit was discovery. Like when back in our days, like when niggas would shit on something, they at least tell you like, yo, this is go watch Sandman. Go watch Sandman versus Mikey Whipwright. I remember a nigga telling me that, and I'm talking to him about some WCW shit. He's like, nah, nigga, watch this Sandman versus Mikey. Watch this Taz versus Sabu match. And then I did. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's what it should be instead of just saying, oh, fuck, this shit's overrated just to get a few retweets, reclicks, and shit like that. At the end of the day, you look uncultured. Like, anybody saying, and then that's another thing, too. You're not even cool saying that. I don't care who said it. Like, you think, like, oh, the heart's overrated. Like, it's deep in it, and a lot of things is not just moves with niggas too. This shit is so much. It's about feeling. Back to that word of the day. That's the word of the day. Feeling. You feel what I'm saying? So I wish people did that more. The long and short of it, I just wish people did that more. I wish y'all instead of just give me somebody else. Like put me on to something. Put me on to something better, and then I can so we can like I see it, and then it'd be a healthy debate. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy work. Crazy work. Here's my thought process, right? Because you know what I mean, I've gotten into the habit of like rating the matches I watch. Like, you know what I mean? I actually find it to be quite fun because I like to see how I consume it. You know what I mean? And I actually legit have a criteria to the way I watch wrestling, right? Most of the time I'm gauging off of feeling, right? I can submerge myself. I feel like you can do it too. I can submerge myself into the time frame that the match is taking place, especially if it's during a time I've been on this earth, right? So before we did this pod, I watched Bulldog and Owen in Germany, you know what I mean, the finals of the European match. That to me is a legit 5-star match, right? Because I'm factoring everything. I'm factoring the way I feel. I'm factoring the story being told in the match. I'm watching the crispest. I'm watching the crowd. I'm factoring in the commentary. You know, how's the commentary acting into this, right? That's why I never understood when people got upset with Meltzer and the way he did his ratings. That's his opinion. You know what I mean? If the man wants to give Will Ospreay all these 5-star match, that's because he is clearly invested in Will Ospreay, right?
Mhm.
People try to rate matches, and I see it all the time. Like people that do that thread of like their top matches and everything. That's like they get scared to give something a higher rating. And that's 100%. That's all you know what I mean? I'm not diminishing that. I'm just saying, as a fan, I let myself get lost in the matches. I let myself, you know what I mean? I went back and watched not too long ago the when Mankind won the WWF title from The Rock.
Great Raw.
5-star match. You know what I mean? One of the most generational pops. Even down when we get to Austin and Bret, we'll talk about it. Like, there's classics and then there's masterpieces. You know what I mean? It's no different than music. It's no different than film. You know what I mean? Everybody doesn't have to be a Dave Meltzer. I don't want to be a Dave Meltzer because I watch wrestling different than Dave Meltzer, right? I find entertainment in the things that I love. I will sit on this goddamn podcast and tell you that I love The Undertaker versus John Gonzalez. Why? Because that was one of the first matches I remember seeing as a kid. You know what I mean? I don't care if you think it's a terrible match. I love the match. You
That's
know
how
what I
I
mean?
feel about Rock and Goldberg at WrestleMania, the second one.
Okay,
love it. That's a
love it.
classic one.
Yeah,
It's
man.
it. But that's the beauty of it. I don't give a fuck. It's a classic to me because it's everything I needed it to be.
The Chamber of Horrors, you know what I mean? WCW, like, I've always seen that match get a terrible rating. Shit, that's a great match to me. But that's just how you consume, like, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, it's how you consume it. I once got in a wrestling ring, right? And that one time of being in a wrestling ring, any opinion I had about saying somebody is a terrible wrestler went out the window because I got in that wrestling ring and I was like, yo, this is 100% not for me. I salute anybody, whatever their style is, lucha, strong style, death match, technical, whatever. I'm never going to say anybody is a terrible wrestler because who am I to say that you're terrible at what you have trained to do? I can say I don't like somebody's match. You know what I mean? I can say I don't like somebody's style, but I'll never say they're a bad wrestler. I just wanted to go on that little tangent, you know. I had to get
shit off.
What'd you say, bro? You broke up a little bit.
You gotta get your shit off.
You got to, bro. You got to. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? It's whatever. You know what I mean? Like niggas that said when I saw the Dean Malenko shit, I was just like, yo, I don't know what we're doing anymore. And then when I saw the Owen thing, I was like, we've lost the plot 100 times over. But let's talk about this card though, man. WrestleMania 13. You know what I mean? Kind of break down shit as we go along.
Yeah.
Right. Few stats. Attendance 18,197. The buy rate 237,000 buy rates. The tagline for this show is heat. I wish I had the picture of the poster. The poster is fire. The black with the fire, you know what I mean? The purple Russell. It was a good aesthetic, right?
Yeah.
Opening match, free for all, Billy Gunn versus Flash Funk. You remember anything about this match?
Nope.
Hey, yo, what's your thoughts on Billy Gunn, by the way?
I love Billy Gunn. I think Billy Gunn was great for what he did. I loved every era of Billy Gunn. Smoking Guns. When he first was with Jesse James, when he was fake not beefing, then he had the solo run. Then the solo run again when he was with Rock and he was hot. I thought he was gonna be something. He always reminded me of Lex Luger a little bit. That's why I was like, I fuck with Billy. I felt like he was like a version of Luger. Like he could be that. That was what I seen for him in my young booking mind. I was like, I see some Luger in him. Billy could have been a fire television champion. Yeah, he could have definitely been fire. A lot of the U.S. champion, something like very like mid card guy. Like the way he bumped around was great. The aggressiveness that he did wrestle with was great. Energy was great. Like, yeah, Billy, I fuck with Billy Gunn. I don't got no Billy Gunn slid. Like I said, I love AEW Billy Gunn. I love every era of Billy Gunn. I fuck with Billy Gunn.
I was a huge Smoking Gun fan. So like when they broke up when I was a kid, I was just like, why are we doing?
Fire. Smoking
Yeah.
Guns was fire. You don't talk about Smoking Guns enough. Smoking
Oh,
Guns.
extremely underrated. Which is funny because the opening match is who's on commentary this night? It's JR, Vince, and
King, right?
King. Yeah. Fun fact: this is actually Vince's last commentary for WrestleMania.
Yep, it is.
You know, and it's crazy when you really think about it because like this is March. And just think about like where they're going by the time you hit November. You know what I mean? Like this is a whole different company by the time the end of the year comes.
Yeah. It's crazy because this was the start of me as a young kid. I'm starting to be like, Vince is the boss. Like this is where I'm kind of like at that point with it of like, I ain't talking to Vince like this. Like, what Vince do? Like, so that's me discovering that in real time. It's like, oh shit, owns this shit.
Let me ask you, what did you think of Vince as a commentary? As a commentator?
I love
okay,
Vince.
that's why you might dog. That's why you might dog.
I love it because it's a time, it's stamped, it's errors. You feel what I'm saying? So I hear Vince commentary, it brings me to a certain point of WWF. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and it wasn't this commentary at WrestleMania 13 because this Vince and this is not the same Vince from welcome to WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? So like that Vince era, I love it because it's a staple. It's like this food reminds me of my aunt in '93. You know what I'm saying? It's like I love Vince commentary. I always fuck with Vince's commentary.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of like the way he like I was never like, you know, when you're a kid, you're not really caring about the moves or anything like that, but like Vince knew how to get you excited for a match.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Smoking Gun was my favorite tag. Real talk. The new Blackjacks, I love the new Blackjacks.
I love new Blackjacks too. Yeah. I'm Wyndham Gang.
Yeah. And the Headbangers, yeah. So the opening match, number one contenders for the World Tag Team Championships. It is the Headbangers against the new Blackjacks of Bradshaw and Wyndham, the Godwins, Henry O. Godwin, Phineas Godwin, and Doug Furness and Phil LaFon. I was a huge Headbanger fan. Like, okay. I was a huge, like, I used to think, what's up, my man Mosh? I used to think he was going to be like a big player at some point. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know if you remember, you used to team with D-Lo. Yeah, the lowdown team.
Of course, I remember, and they had it was dressed like Aladdin.
Yeah.
What's going on with that? Niggas was dressed like Aladdin. Niggas was wilding. You thought that was gonna be hot?
Hey, no, when they had the track pants, like if you would put
that was fire. When they had they had something there, but when they was running around like Aladdin,
that was nasty. Yeah, that was nasty. But like the Headbangers to me, like I'm sure I would have loved to seen them in ECW during this time. Like the Headbangers versus like the Dudleys at this time, that would have been fire. That would have been a fire. What did you think of Doug Furness and Phil LaFon?
I thought they was tough. I thought they was a tough tag team. I always was like, yo, I seen that they was in ECW too. So I was like, yo, who is these niggas? Like, yo, but I always thought they was interesting because they was different. And I always loved international talent because it was like, okay, that was another thing too. And I was so weak. I kind of don't like that WWE lost it. I feel like AEW has it, but they work so closely with it, it don't hit the same. But I always liked when international talent came to shows. You feel what I'm saying? It brought a different flavor. I was able to learn something. You could feel that they were different. This is not somebody you see every day. I think ROH did the best with that. So when they brought in Japanese talent and all different international talents, so Doug Furness and LaFawn was they definitely was like, oh, these guys are different, and they were strong as shit. So I was like, yo, these niggas are dangerous. So I thought I was expecting more from them in the run, but you know how the shit go, you know how the politics go.
Yeah, without question. Like Furnace and LaFawn, for those that don't know, were actually a Gaijin tag team from All Japan. That's really where they became like the tag team to know. I even remember like reading in the magazines like there was like this dream match between Furnace and LaFawn against like the Steiners that never actually happened, but like just like the style that they wrestled, the styles that the Steiners wrestled, like it would have been a dream. And then even down to like when they came here, like I was very excited about the concept of them wrestling Owen and Bulldog. I was a huge Owen and Bulldog fan.
Those were fun matches.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like they were, if they had came maybe a year later, they would have found like their niche. You know what I mean? Like I feel like because they so my reason is because like when they popped up around this time, like you were in that transitional period, right? And I get why like what they were doing. Like this is 100% a Jim Ross hire without question. Like Doug Furness is from Oklahoma. Phil LaFawn is a Bret Hart guy. You know what I mean? Like it was a perfect fit. But
wait. Doug Furness ain't from Montreal?
Nah, bro. He's from Oklahoma. He's from Oklahoma, dog.
Yo. This nigga not from Montreal this whole time?
No, yeah. Doug from Norman, Oklahoma. Commence, Oklahoma. Yeah.
Where Phil is from?
LaFawn he's from Montreal, but Doug Furness is 100% American.
Yo, I thought this Yo, the watch list of me finding out every episode, I find out a new, okay. Heard them. Shout out to Oklahoma.
Listen, man, go and watch. Go and try to find the full Great American Bash 90 pay-per-view because Doug Furness has a match. And just go and listen to the way Jim Ross is like you know how Jim Ross has like that, like when it's an Oklahoma head.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he loved Doug Furness. That's why Doug Furness is here.
That's funny. That was on what, 1990, what? Great American Bash?
Yeah, the Sting and Flair one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I probably was bugging. I never put two and two together and forgot. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, this is hilarious. And then the final team is the new Blackjack, Bradshaw, and Wyndham, which I love that tag team. I loved, like, that was a tag team, same thing. They should have been in Japan at this time. You know what I mean? But, you know, everybody trying to get a bag right now. They actually did wrestle in Japan. They wrestled in the All Japan Real Tag League at the end of the year.
JBL talks fondly of that on this podcast. Yeah.
Oh shoot, that's okay. Yeah.
So, with all of them.
He also speaks very highly of Barry Windham. That shit warms my heart.
Yes, Barry Windham is. Oof. Barry Windham is the way Barry Windham, to paint the picture for y'all, is Randy Orton of the 80s and 90s. That's the best way I can just explain it to y'all.
Absolutely.
Barry Windham is Randy Orton of the 80s and 90s. Like, same way bitches love Randy, they love, women love Barry. They love the way they love Randy, they love Barry. Facts. And talented promo in ring. Great factions. Even when he had the Lone Wolf era, first Lone Wolf. Yeah, Barry Windham, talk about it. I ain't a horseman. I'm a lone wolf. Yeah, Barry Windham been like that. Been him.
Look,
so, yeah.
I'm not trying to put my mama on blast, but she only loved two white men in wrestling, and that was Magnum TA and Barry Windham. Can't explain. Yeah.
Of course, Magnum TA shook the whole city up. Whole city went crazy behind Magnum TA.
Something.
Barry Windham had him. And my boy, what's my boy in 81? That
Tommy
Rich. Tommy Rich did to these streets. Tommy Rich did to these streets. Tommy Rich facts.
Women used to go crazy for Tommy Rich.
Yo, all these niggas, Tommy Rich, the OG.
Oh my
First
God.
one. Before Ricky, before Barry, Tommy Rich had the streets crazy. Do the homework, do the knowledge.
The 80s was nasty time, man.
Tommy Rich, hell yeah.
Hey, yo, the 80s was nasty.
10 pounds of gold, nigga. Fuck out of here, Tommy Rich.
Yo. They used to be on, Bob Cotto used to be on that, or Gordon Solie used to be like, he's Georgia's heartthrob. Like, nigga, what are you talking about?
So, yo, that's why they talking like that. That shit is not, that shit's a fact. Women going crazy. They treat Tommy Rich like he was Michael Jackson. Facts.
Hold on, man. I gotta pull up a picture. Hold on.
Pull it up.
Hold on.
This guy going crazy.
I gotta pull the picture up, yo. So we gotta put into context, man. Like, think this is what Tommy was hot in 81.
Get a good fit of Tommy Rich. Don't do Tommy bad. Get a good fit of Tommy. Get a good fit of Tommy Rich. Don't do my boy like that.
Hold on, man. Hold on.
Get a good fit of Tommy. Make sure you do Tommy right. Tommy at 81. Do your homework. 1981 Tommy Rich.
Yo.
They talk about it every shoot interview. Yo,
hey, no. Don't get me like Tommy dope, but you know what I mean? Like this one.
Don't do that. 81. All white when I'm feeling godly. What I'm talking about?
Yo.
The streets with the helmet. Stop playing with him. Stop playing with him.
Tommy Rich. Oh my gosh.
Stop playing with Tommy, man. I wasn't there. Give Tommy one more, man. I ain't like that. You ain't give Tommy one more, man. Don't do Tommy like that.
Hey, man, yo.
Oh, man. They gonna understand it.
Yo, they were going crazy for this.
Don't do that. Get another pic of my man Tommy. They got another story. Get him in the ring with the girls going nuts.
Okay,
I got homework on YouTube. Y'all go check on YouTube after this show. Go Google Tommy Rich.
Hold on, man. I got you. Hold on.
Yo, Tommy, get Tommy right.
Hold on. What we get? Let me see where. All right, booms. Oh, I'm sorry, Tommy Rich. All right, there we go.
Yo, I'm done. Tommy Rich look like Beamer.
Yo, man, shout out to Tommy Rich, man. That's the Don of the full blood of the Tommy.
Tommy Rich.
Yo, my favorite Tommy Rich story, man. Like he did a shoot interview, and they were like, Tommy Rich from Georgia, so we talking like that 70s, 80s Georgia. You know what I mean? Confederate flags all over the place. And Tommy used to come out with the Confederate flag and all that. Different time. But in the shoot interview, Tommy was like, "Yo, I never hung out with white people." He was like, "I only hung out with black people." He was like, "My best friend in the entire world is Junkyard Dog." He was like, "I'll take 20 bullets for that man."
Yo, Tommy Rich.
Oh,
Tommy Rich, man. I told y'all, man. Tommy Rich. I didn't even know that. That's fire.
Oh my gosh. Yo, this is more important than WrestleMania 13.
Listen, we broke through. Tommy Rich.
I'm
put the next random watch list when we do random. I'm gonna pick a Tommy Rich classic. Watch.
Hey, look. Tommy Rich got a certified banger feud with Buzz Sawyer, man. I'll talk about that all day. But yeah, the going back to Mania, the Headbangers win. I think they go on a very important match for this particular reason. So the Headbangers win. They get to challenge the winner of the tag team title match the next night on Raw, which ended up being Owen and Bulldog. And it was in that particular match the next night that Owen and Bulldog get into a fight, which leads to them having a match the following week, which kickstarts the Hart Foundation.
So, personally, my opinion, right?
Low, my brother.
My nigga Low.
Oh.
Philly, what up? Personally, if you're talking to me, because I just want to spotlight this, we probably was going to get into it, but I just want to get into it now.
For sure.
The Raw before WrestleMania, that Raw that you're talking about, then the Raw with Stone Cold in the ambulance, I feel are my 3 all-time favorite front-to-back Monday Night Raws.
Oh, absolutely.
With Bret, the one with Bret and Sid Vicious in the cage match, and Bret got screwed, and the first time he had an interaction, wailing on Vince, and the show ended like that, I said, oh, this shit is getting different. This shit is getting different. Then we had Bret get the guys back together, the next Raw, gangster shit. And then we got the Raw where Austin whooped that nigga Bret for 45 minutes. I ain't never seen no shit. That nigga whooped him. Bret was in a wheelchair for 6 months after that. Austin whooped that nigga ass for 45 minutes straight.
Shoot. You can make the argument, now that you say it, literally from that point, from the Sid Bret cage match to at least SummerSlam, Raw was cooking. Because I'm thinking, as you're saying it, I'm thinking of the time when Neidhart pulled up, when Austin was going up the ramp, Bret's in the wheelchair, he's about to get him, and then Neidhart comes, puts the beating on Austin. That
was fire. That was fine. That was one of Neidhart's best looks.
Oh my, yeah, absolutely. When Pillman popped back up and started beating up Austin, like Raw was on a different level. So yeah, one of the best runs they've ever been on from a week to week basis. Next match was the Intercontinental title match. Rocky Maivia, you know what I mean, versus the Sultan, who is Rikishi. Now, fun fact, this is the tidbit I wanted to talk about. The original plan for this match was supposed to be Rocky Maivia versus Mark Merrow. But Mark Merrow, I think, tore his ACL. He was out, you know what I mean? But prior to this, they had been teasing a heel turn with Mark Merrow, right? Which, when he returns, he's Marvelous Mark. He's got the shaved head. He's doing the boxer thing. But this time, he's still Wild Man Mark Merrow. But they were going to do a storyline where Sable was attracted to Rocky Maivia.
That's fire.
Mark Merrow was starting to get jealous, and they were going to set up the angle where he bop, Mark being a Golden Gloves champ knocks out Rocky, and I think he was supposed to win the Intercontinental title.
I was such a WCW nigga. I love Wild Man Mark Merrow ever in WWE. I thought he was going to take it to the top. I thought so.
Johnny B. Bad?
I thought so. I thought he was black, like every black nigga thought he was black. I did too, y'all.
No. Genuine shock. Genuine shock when I found out that he don't even have an ounce of black in him. The man is 100% a white man.
I was like, that he ain't got no Sicilian in him or something.
Nothing. That's crazy. That's even the crazier thing. But that man can wrestle.
He's underrated. Y'all want to talk about underrated? He was underrated. Wild Man Mark Merrow was underrated. Brian did what he did. It is what it is.
Boom. I'm gonna give y'all 5 Mark Merrill matches to watch. Off the top of my head, 5 Mark Merrill matches to watch. Number 1, Brian Pillman, Fall Brawl 1995. They go 30 minutes. Fucking incredible match. 30 minutes on a pay-per-view. Incredible match. Number 2, Austin King of the Ring 96 opening match. I think it went 15. Fire match. Number 3, Austin again, but this time it's in WCW. Slamboree 1994. Incredible match. Number 4, he has a match with he has a match with Lex Luger on a Saturday night. And it was actually, I think, his last WCW match before he went to WWF. Fire match, because just the idea of Johnny B. Bad and Lex Luger having a match is just different. Yeah. And then, shoot, if I was to give a 5th, he has a fire match with Arn Anderson, Starrcade 94.
Yep, and he got a fire match with Hunter Hearst Helmsley too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Yeah,
I thought it was the old head episode. Hunter Hearst Helmsley, not Triple H,
not Paul Levesque. Yeah. This match was trash, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you. This was not a good match. This
First off, John Rikishi, he did it for the Rock. They did. Yeah. This was the prequel. He did it for the Rock the first time. That's it. That's all I can say on it. He did it for the Rock, man. Pops came out. It was a moment. He did it for the Rock. This was the prequel. Y'all didn't even do the homework. Y'all let that one up. Y'all let that go over your head. He did it for the Rock.
They were setting the story back then. Yeah.
Pops came out. That was the story, because the Pops was like, yo, chill, Pops, and then they was like, oh, you need your dad. Rocky came out hot, though. That's how you know it was WrestleMania. And it's always going to be WrestleMania. Rocky came out hot. That nigga whipped up Iron Sheik and Rikishi quick. 1, 2 pieces.
This was definitely the Legends portion, because like they had Tony Atlas, Bob Backlund out there, Sheik out there, Rocky Johnson popping out there. The only person missing was Greg Valentine.
Greg was probably getting a bag somewhere. Greg probably was getting a bag somewhere.
I told you, man.
Don't ever think Greg, all them niggas was getting a bag. Don't ever think all them niggas is getting a bag. And Greg the Hammer Valentine is not getting a bag.
Let me tell you something, bro. This is the era of the Weekend Warrior, right? All the legends you know, chances are they worked the show the night before. You know what I mean? I'm sure Sheik had a match the night before.
Good high school gym.
Oh,
good $20 GA. Good $20 GA. Yeah, lights on in the gym. Yeah, no lighting. Just gym lights. Yeah.
There's a joint, it's in 98. It's in Delaware, high school gym. It's an NWA show. It's King Kong Bundy versus Psycho Sid. I'm watching that shit. Like I was locked in. I was like, let me see what King Kong Bundy was doing in 98. Was he about to get that contract? Nah, it was terrible. Let me ask you, I don't think we've ever talked about it, man. Could you like this particular Rock version of the Rock? Could you see him becoming the guy he became, like right at this moment? Like in hindsight.
No, in hindsight, no. I didn't see him becoming that. I just saw he was just like I kind of was like indifferent with him. I thought he had let me not lie, because I do love nepotism in wrestling. So that it was Rocky Johnson's son, I had an eye on him. So I was like, yo, he might be something. But I never expected him to end up being what he became, no. But I thought he had some spot. And when they was hating on him, I didn't like that either. Because I'm like, yo, he got some fire to him. Like, so then he ended up becoming one of my all-time favorites. So but he genuinely happy, because I do remember seeing him and I was like, yo, nah, that's his dad. His dad is lit. He gonna do something. But then I was like, I don't know what this is gonna be. And I remember them hating. But I didn't really see like The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
Once again, man, shout out to the evolution of the game, because like imagine had he came out like that 93, 94 era. The crowd's not You know what I mean? Like the crowd's still in like that kid friendly mode, right? I feel like an aspect that we don't talk about is like because of the crowd evolution and because the way wrestling fans at this time are consuming pro wrestling and ECW's hot and you know what I mean, you got these more realistic portrayals. And the baby face is not the baby face of the 90s is not the baby face of the 80s. Because that the crowd reacted so negatively to him, that's what spearheaded him becoming the heel, becoming a part of the nation. You know what I mean? Essentially embracing the Rocky sucks chance, the die Rocky die. I feel like that's such an important aspect, you know what I mean? Because The Rock, his connection with the fans is so prominent that you absolutely have to give the fans credit for having a distaste for him in the first place for them to love him eventually.
I remember being hyped that he won the Intercontinental title from Triple H. I remember when he beat him, I was hyped. I was like, this shit is lit. Like, this nigga won something. Like, I was hyped. I was a kid. I'm like, I'm fucking with him. I'm with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, nice. I never was with the die Rocky. I was on some like, he's gonna be a babyface. I'm cheering for him. You know what I mean? So again, I wasn't older at that time. You know what I mean?
Facts. The Sultan. For those that, you know what I mean, like I said, this is Rikishi. Weird gimmick at this time, you know what I mean? Like they're still in that phase where like they trying out different things. It is dope that you got to see two cousins go toe to toe, you know what I mean? It makes the match even, you know, a little special, you know what I mean? Then you add in family blood into all that. But the next match, which at this time was probably a really good, like, kind of blood feud. It was Hunter Hearst Helmsley with China against Goldust with Marlena.
Good stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
God, it was a time. This was a time when China pulled up. Oh my God, this was it. This was a good. This is when the nostalgia started to hit when I was watching. I was like, yeah, I remember this. This was a time. This was a fucking time, man.
I feel you on that, bro. I feel you on that. Yeah, no, Triple H at this time, you know what I mean? It's funny because we absolutely love to rag on Paul today. But I always thought that he was a great heel, you know what I mean? Like, especially during like this smug aristocrat.
Always was good. Like, they be fucking like, I get it, yeah, like, and he be like, they be wilding and trying to put him center and shit like that, but he was really like that. Like, don't do that to Triple H because y'all don't like some booking. That's the thing but that's back to the historian shit and trying to rewrite history. Like, don't do it like Triple H wasn't there. Like, these Rock and Stone Cold being these big baby faces that they are, needed nasty heels to make them these big baby faces and put adversarial threats to these said baby faces. Guess who was that person doing it outside of The Undertaker? It was Triple H. And yes. Triple H was on their ass. It wasn't like Triple H was getting beat every episode like Lex Luthor. No, Triple H was beating these guys, taking titles from them, hurting them. You know what I'm saying? Being behind them, getting hit by cars, taking titles from them, having their friends backdoor them. So let's not forget, and this is not like, but I was there. So you're not going to sit there and rewrite history because y'all don't like that he puts himself, somebody in marketing and WWF put him center of like an attitude era. We're going to forget that. Yeah, it might have been a little overkill, but let's not do it like I was there. He was a very big part of that attitude era. Like, I'm tired of that. And this is not tribalism. I love AEW. My match of the year right now is Takeshi versus Jon Moxley. That's just how I feel. So this is not a tribal thing either that y'all like to do on the tribal shit. I was there. Stop doing that. Hunter was really like that pivotal part of it. And nigga was part of DX. Are y'all dumb? I love DX. It was going like this.
Come on.
Now we're going to take that. Who you think was leading that? That wasn't Sean. Ben left. Why we got to keep it honest with that too? Like, stop. My nigga was on the fucking shit going in WCW Nitro pulling up. Like, don't do that either. Don't do that either, you young motherfucking dummies.
Hey, look, even down to like this, like the concept of, you know what I mean, like this there, and that's that period where misogyny was a big thing, you know what I mean? So like if you just had a woman fighting your battles, like, you know what I mean? Like, people called you a coward anyway. But like, this shit fit perfectly for him. You know what I mean? Like, don't get that twisted. Like, China's influence in this game is unmatched. She was beating the dog shit out of people. You know what I mean?
China influence. Who put niggas on to China? Who did that?
Fun
Scott,
fact.
you the historian. Who did that?
Oh, it's Triple H.
What did China do again, Scott?
What did she do?
What did she do? Be a legend, Hall of Famer, legacy.
Okay. Oh, look. I understand why people absolutely have these parasocial relationships. You know what I mean? Like, people feel very much entitled into, like, because these people are on TVs, because we know some of their personal lives, like, they absolutely feel like they're in that same relationship. I'm not going to speak on the relationship between Triple H and China. You know what I mean? I was not there for any of their relationship. I knew they dated. I know the backstory, whatever, right? But what I do know is that Triple H and China, from the presentation standpoint, as a wrestling fan, is one of the greatest duos to ever grace pro wrestling television screens, right? Because they complemented each other. You know what I mean? I don't care about the backstage stuff. That's for a different conversation for another day on another podcast. From a presentation standpoint, the gimmick of Triple H was heightened with the appearance of China. China, her presentation is highlighted with Triple H, right? I would put them together in the top 5 of the best duos ever put together, manager and wrestler. You know what I mean? Like, I think people do that thing. Like, I've seen, you know what I mean? Like, I've seen people say, like, oh, Triple H, like he essentially made China the way she was by the time she was passing. You know what I mean? I love China. You know what I mean? Shout out to, rest in peace forever to her. You know what I mean?
Rest in peace, China, man. Damn,
rest in peace, 100%. And I do believe China by herself is an icon above icons. You know what I mean? Like, you don't get the prototype of the and this goes for both men and women. Like, she is absolutely a prototype of what you would want. Like, if China was around today, she's a number 1 draft pick. You picked somebody up like that. With that being said, the two of them together made money. They were a great heel act. Look at the story of this, right? Triple H wanted Marlena, right? Who we now diving into realism, because Marlena is Goldust's actual wife at this time. Dustin Rhodes is kind of phasing. He's still Goldust, but we're seeing more the element of Dustin Rhodes, that realism, right?
Right. Was this before the JR sit down?
This was before the JR sit down. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Triple H realizing, oh, I can't have her. Bet. Then China pops up, ragdolls the fuck out of Marlena, to the point that shit was actually terrifying. The way she like China literally is like,
no, you really thought she was hurt. She just like this. Yeah. She like this. Come here.
And you know what? Shout out to Terry for the sell job. Like, she sold the hell out that too. Like, this was a great feud. Very, very underrated. You know what I mean? Like, it was like everybody played their role to perfection. And, you know, you have a high quality talent like Triple H. That's another thing. Stop diminishing Triple H's in-ring ability. You know what I mean? Like, Triple H got classics. Triple H got busy. Don't disrespect the man's in-ring ability. Like Julio said, just because you upset with some booking, I get upset with Triple H booking, but I'll never diminish the man's in-ring ability. But you put him against a high quality wrestler like Dustin Rhodes, you got magic on your hand, man.
Them boys cooked. This was a good feud. It was a good story. It progressed both characters going in 2 different directions. You feel what I'm saying? The birth of a new tandem, Goldust and Marlena being that tandem at the time. It was just a good recipe, a good classic WrestleMania rivalry match. They delivered, progressed the story. everybody did their job. Everybody leaves the table happy. That's a good dap in the gorilla backstage. Everybody dapped it up. We did good. That's that kind of match.
You should be able to like you saying, like, yo, we put on a show. Remember, we got to. This is the era. We got to draw the house. You know what I mean? Like Hunter and Goldust. That's a main event at a house show somewhere. You know what I mean? Like this is a blood feud. You know what I mean? Like they drawing money. And I thought this was a great match. I thought it was very technically sound. You know what I mean? The elements where the violence needed to ramp up, it picked up. Everybody played the role to perfection. You know what I mean? Everybody played the role to perfection. Even down to like, I feel this set the tone for Triple H and Chyna's feud with Mick Foley later in the year. Because then I felt like that just took it to a whole different level. And then we in DX. And now we cooking. So yeah, stop doing that with Triple H.
This is the beginning of his run. You feel what I'm saying? And it's a lengthy, long run. And it started at this era. Like this is where he finally like putting the pieces together. Like he's like, all right, I got some energy here to run with this. And that's exactly what he did.
In fact, if you really think about it, right? Just just starting from this point with Chyna, you go from the feud with Goldust to the feud with Mankind. You go from that to DX, which parlays into the feud with Owen, which then parlays to the babyface run, which then that transitions into the feud with the Nation, right? Which was high quality television on Raw, which is the first Triple H Rock feud. That parlays to the eventual heel turn on DX, which then goes to the feud again with The Rock, and then we go to Austin, and now we at the top heel spot. What the fuck do y'all be talking about that he didn't earn?
Never mind, go spin on Mankind and get some money there.
Come on.
Go feud with Undertaker. What else? Like get Stephanie McMahon. Bring Steph. So not only do we usher in Chyna for the second act. Bring Stephanie McMahon.
They're not hearing us, bro. They're not hearing us. But it's all good. It's all good. Next match, World Tag Team Title match. Owen, Bulldog against Mankind and Vader. This was a weird match.
Weird. No matter how many times I look, it was weird in 97. It's weird in 2026. But you know what, Scott? I love Mankind. I love Vader. I love Owen Hart. I love Bulldog. And I love every minute of this match for some reason.
No, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I've always been a fan of the Hart Foundation, right? But man, I have such a soft spot for the tag team of Owen and the Bulldog. I love them as a tag team, man. Like they
my universe mode right now. Raw about to go for the tag titles against Bronson and Breaker.
Come on. Oh, this is in the universe mode?
My universe bad blood. I'm booking bad, and the main event is gonna be Bret, Triple H, and Hell in a Cell for the title. Yeah, I'm on bullshit. But they was definitely like that. Jesus Christ. Owen and Bulldog was Jesus. And both of them have legendary tag teams with other guys, right? But them linking up, it was perfect. It was perfection. And it was one of those you just had to be there. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of people that like back to the overrated, because that's still in my spirit and it's bothering me. I can't lie. But the overrated, like you just had to be there. Like you wouldn't understand. Sometimes certain shit, and I hate to be that guy to be like, yeah, you just have to be there, but just certain shit, I could just tell by niggas that was there and then niggas that wasn't there. You feel what I'm saying? I can tell the difference. So when you're there for some, you can talk about it on something. You experienced it different as compared to somebody that's researching it or learning it. Like I can't talk to somebody about Frank Gotch. They probably looking at me like, bro, I was there in 1927 in Chicago where the White Sox played. He shook the building up. Fuck out of here. I ain't seen nobody do headlocks. Like, yeah, somebody from 1927 can zap him here and they'll feel like that. I can understand that, but because I had to be there, right? But yeah, talk to me about Owen and Bulldog, man. Like if you know, you know.
Shoot, even down to like Bulldog Owen with Clarence Mason, like that's just good stuff right there. You know what I mean?
I'm Clarence Mason the fourth. Don't let that go over your head.
Come on, man. I didn't really care for Paul Bearer during this time. You know what I mean? Like Paul Bearer, like once he left Taker, like the whole like still looking like a ghoul, like wasn't really doing it. Even like when I was
do that to Paul.
No. Listen, right?
Heel Paul Bearer after SummerSlam was good stuff.
No, it was great, but like, yo, like you could have changed it. Like, you know, I associate ghoulish Paul Bearer with Taker, right? I actually loved it later on in the year when like
Taker threw the red on him.
Yeah, Taker burnt his face so that Paul started looking more, and then Paul starts turning into
Paul was fine, boy. Rest in peace, Paul, man.
So you got to go and do the knowledge. He essentially does the Paul Bearer gimmick, but he's doing it as Percy Pringle III. You know what I mean? Like he's like if you don't know about Percy Pringle III, please go watch World Class. Great
manager.
But Paul was a phenomenal manager. Like when we leading into the Kane aspect, like he's phenomenal. Like the work him and Taker do this year.
Phenomenal here too, because I love how and it's like I remember the storyline of it too, where he's like the kind of like how Fonzie is with RVD and Sabu. He's the Fonzie in this situation of like Vader's a loose cannon and Wildin and Mankind, and then it's like everybody underline and know like, yo, nah, it's still some 93 Havoc smoke in the air. It wasn't like Vader and Mankind was Doom and the Steiner brothers, they was some unit of a tag team. No, it was some energy there, and Paul Bearer would have to play both parties and keep shit cool to even lead to them being a team to even have that match. Even the fuck finish, which I love being a grown-ass man in 2026 because it's like, yeah, keep everybody hot. It's me, fuck it.
If I had the book and I was able to like combat everything, you know what I mean? Like we got the click going on right now. I would have threw a bag at Bam Bam and I would have had that been the tag team, Vader and Bam Bam under Paul Bearer. I would have found something else for Mick, you know what I mean? But like Vader and Bam Bam probably would have been, because you're still trying to figure out like you know, in hindsight, Vader, you not know what to do with Vader. Why not throw him in a monster tag team, right? Bam Bam's still viable. You know, he's in ECW at this time.
He said Bam Bam with Vader's dangerous.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, have you ever seen the Vader Bam Bam versus the Steiners match?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, let's tap in with that, right? Yo, me too, man. Rest in peace.
Yeah, I miss Paul, man. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that era too when he had the red hair, no beard.
Yo,
and he had fucked the Undertaker's mom's wild out. I was like, yeah, Paul. I was like, yo, Paul. I mean, as a kid, I was like, damn, it's a nasty nigga for that. Like, he's foul for that. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm like, oh shit, this nigga got a half brother. I'm like, this nigga like me.
You doing this shit in the funeral parlor, man. Like you should be ashamed of yourself.
That was nasty. Paul a nasty nigga, bro. Wow. Some of these things would be funny as hell. Like now I'm older and shit. I'm like, yo, these niggas howling on TV.
Comedy, man. In fact, you know what I love? I've actually like I love when the Vault drops behind the scenes footage. Because, and I think they just did one recently with Taker and Paul, and you could genuinely tell like they loved each other. Like,
yeah,
like they you could tell like even down to like past like even in the feud era, like they just genuinely like loved each other. You know?
It's like the camera's going cut, and it's not like they breaking apart. Like they crack. It's energy there. They laughing. You could tell it's a genuine. Even when you hear the stories. I was just again like I forgot who I was listening to, but they were just telling the story of Paul in the car with Taker. Wow, Taker was saying it on his pod, but how he was riding around with Paul, and Paul would catch attitudes when he would be late to shit and stuff like that. So shout out to the guys, man.
Shout out, man. Shout out. The next match, really not much we can get into. The no disqualification submission match. Bret Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin. If I could start this off real quick, brother, you know what I mean? Because I got some things to say about this particular match. Right now, 36 years old. I have, the Paul Bearer Joints Classic. I've consumed a lot of pro wrestling. I've consumed every aspect, every era. You know what I mean? I've gone through it with a fine comb. You know what I mean? We to the point of like analyzing what could be the greatest match of all time, and it's a subjective thing, right? In the last year, I've probably watched this match more times than I probably have any other match. And to me, the concept of the greatest match of all time, while it is subjective, there's certain things you have to put into perspective, right? And that's why I said there's a difference between classics and masterpieces, right? There are a plethora of 5-star matches, like classic matches, like you standing up, you're excited, you becoming enthralled into the match. And then there's masterpieces that transcends the genre of the game, right? Those matches are the matches that, like, after you're done watching it, you're realizing you're in a whole different era than what it was before the match started. I will make an argument. This is the greatest match of all time. And if you don't agree with me, that's perfectly fine. You know what I mean? I don't think you can say this is not top 5 of all time, right? But to me, this is the greatest match of all time because think of everything you got in this match, right? Like I was saying earlier, it's the story being told, the emotion, the crowd, the commentary. You know what I mean? You even have an iconic image to go with this match. Like when you see the picture of Austin in the sharpshooter, the blood dripping down, you know what the match is, right? Then you got to now look at the lasting impact of this, right? This propelled Stone Cold Steve Austin to be the babyface that we revere, right? Everything you saw prior to this with Austin was like we were building up to this particular moment, right? It's a shift in the game. You know what I mean? That's why when the like you try to figure out when the Attitude Era starts, I genuinely believe it happens in this match, right? So that means we went from one era of WWF into a next within this match, right? You look at the intensity of this, right? The blood feud, like the Survivor Series 96 match is a classic, right? That's 36 minutes of just bell to bell, phenomenal technical wrestling, right? This was a fight. It genuinely feels like they hate each other. Every time they got on screen together, they displayed hatred towards each other. Even down, bro, to the ending. Austin's passed out, right? But Bret being already in a frustrated state with everything that's going on, thinking that he's being screwed, that there's something going on with the politics of WWF that's holding him down. And he continues beating on Austin, an unconscious Steve Austin. Bret Hart, this is everybody's hero. This is Bret Hart beating down Stone Cold Steve Austin, a bloody Stone Cold Steve Austin. Then to have Shamrock throw him off, and then Bret backs away from a fight with Ken Shamrock. Like everything about this match, this is a perfect wrestling match. This is a perfect brawl. This is a perfect story. And that's what you want. You know what I mean? Are there maybe other matches that transcend that? Maybe. But for me, this is the greatest wrestling match because I'm watching it as as it's like every time I watch it, it's like I find something new. I'm never bored watching this match. I might watch it tonight when I get home. You know what I mean? It's just a tremendous, tremendous atmosphere this entire match. J Rod, what's up, baby? Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. What do you think of all this, bro?
Bret and Stone Cold, it is like the era of now in hindsight, it's like you could look at it is like the passing of the torch of like, all right, Stone Cold got this. We're in the Stone Cold era, the Attitude era. Bret being that pillar of the new generation, right? And going into this was crazy to see Bret in this position because Bret was always calm, cool. Like Bret would have people backdoor him. He was cool, always chill. This Stone Cold situation with it took a long time to understand the impact of what Austin versus Bret, how it changed the future of what the industry would become. It did exactly that, right? So going into it, I'm remembering like, yo, Bret, this guy has Bret acting different. You know what I'm saying? Bret's talking different, Bret's moving different. Going into the match, right? Then again, it's that classic Raw where he kind of snaps. The first time he snaps on Vince. And I'm like, damn, Stone Cold really pushed him to the edge. So it's like watching him kind of like devolve in his character in real time was such a masterclass in storytelling. You feel what I'm saying? Even going back to the Final Four, which he won, and for him to lose the belt the next night to Sid. It was just so much going into it of, like you said, feeling screwed into it. Stone Cold is just hot. Like, yo, fuck Bret, he's pussy. I'm on him. That was Stone Cold's whole energy, and that as a kid was enthralling. Like, yo, this guy is on. Nobody was moving like Stone Cold at the time on television. Like, that's what was the thing people seem to forget because there's so much now. But nobody was moving like Stone Cold was moving. Like, niggas pulled a gun on Stone Cold. Ain't nobody ever pulled no gun on Hulk. Ain't nobody pulled no gun on Sting. Nobody pulled no gun on Bret. Like, Austin was moving crazy. Austin was moving different, right? So he's moving tact. He's taking it further. He's just moving crazy. He's coming around with the jeans on, ball head, chain. You feel what I'm saying? Back in the 90s, too, I'm going to bring y'all to the time. Ball-headed niggas wasn't joked on like it was. Ball-headed niggas was in style. You had Jordan. You had Onyx. You had a bunch of ball-headed niggas was the wave. You had Malik Yoba in New York Undercover. Ball-headed niggas was holding shit down. So Pop, Stone Cold, you feel what I'm saying, coming out, doing his thing, it was just different. You feel what I'm saying? So it was really a collision course. You feel me? A shout to Crush the Crusher, too. Bret the Hitman Hart wrestled Stone Cold. WrestleMania 13 was a classic. Stone Cold turned face that night at WrestleMania 13. Stone Cold, the thing was the crowd turned face that night. Stone Cold was being Stone Cold. Stone Cold never changed. He didn't turn face. The crowd turned face. That's what people don't understand. The crowd turned face. The crowd said we love this. Like, we loving this nigga and we loving him in the open. You feel what I'm saying? Because deep down, everybody was fucking with Stone Cold. We love Bret. Especially around that time, we love Bret. We love Bret. But it's Stone Cold. Stone Cold is moving different and we like this energy. So it's like to get to the match and just the way they hit each other. Ken Shamrock being a special guest referee or enforcer. His energy that he brought to the match. I cannot speak on this match without talking about Ken Shamrock and the energy his aura brought to the match because of who he was, beating niggas up for real. You know what I'm saying? So
can I just interject real quick? Because it's definitely important to talk about like the reasoning why Ken Shamrock was interjected into this match. You know what I mean? Like this is 97, so we are 3 years since the inception of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, right? You know what I mean? And this is during a time where like the UFC, MMA is banned. Like the sport, there was talks of the sport not making it in North America, right? We're I think a few months away from Pride in Japan, but in the States, you know what I mean? Like it's banned in New York, it's banned, you know what I mean? Like they're having to do shows in Puerto Rico, you know what I mean? It was very much frowned upon at this time, but one of the big stars of the exception was Ken Shamrock. ABC dubbed him the world's most dangerous man. That's not a moniker he came up with himself. This is something that was actually given to him by
That was fire.
by the
But dude calling you the world's most dangerous man is crazy.
It's tough, man. And you know, like shout out to the refs of the era, like the Mike Chiodas, the Earl Hebners. Nobody could have ref this match like Ken Shamrock because you're adding an element. This match is so dangerous. We have to get the world's most dangerous man on this show to ref this match because we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, Stone Cold was wilding on everybody. Stone Cold was wilding on everybody. Yeah, he was stunning referees. He was stunning, he ain't stunned Slaughter. He was stunning everybody. He went on a whole stunner run from this a little bit before this. This is when he started stunning everybody. So it was Stone Cold and Ken Shamrock more so needed to be there because, again, they needed somebody, like y'all said, enforcer. Again, somebody that was going to make sure everything stayed straight. You feel what I'm saying? But him being that type of Bret style and Stone Cold style, it is the Ken Shamrock, really, when you think about it, is that blend. So stylistically, it's a beautiful pairing. And the matches, it is what it is. It's a full-on classic, front to back. Like,
to answer brother Gerard's question, you know what I mean? Like we were, young, we were kids when this match came out. You know what I mean? So like the perception of the time, like as a 7-year-old, like I'm not recognizing the importance of it, but like I'm recognizing like this is a fire match. Like yo, man, like
I recognized it, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I recognized it.
Okay.
Because I'm a Bret Hart fan, so I knew my nigga was acting different. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so he never he put the sharpshooter on. He never kept the sharpshooter on long like that. When he did the figure 4 leg lock on the post, I'm like, yo, he was moving different. Like, he never moved like that. You feel what I'm saying? This is like, so when he was like, you could tell it was a shift. Like, damn, I remember like the next night on Raw. Then next night on Raw, he linked it up with these niggas. So it was like, oh, okay. But he was turning heel before that. Like the couple weeks before that, he was going down that road.
You know what it is? You know, I mean, like on the other side, Sting linked up with the NWO before he turned. So in my mind, I'm like, yo, we ride him with the bad guy. So I'm like, I'm going with the evil. Yeah, if Sting going rogue, I'm going rogue.
Yeah.
But yeah, like even down to like, you got to give credit to Bret. Like you gotta for people that don't remember, like babyface Bret Hart like was as babyface as you can make him. You know what I mean? Like to see Bret Hart acting this way, like Julio was saying, for somebody to get Bret Hart out of pocket like this,
people don't understand that, bro. Like they think like, because I know when they look back at it, they're like, oh, Bret. It wasn't like Bret was some clean cut baby face and just flipped. It wasn't like one of those like nowadays where you see nigga just like Randy Orton just turn bad out of nowhere. No, like, well, even like that was led up to, but more so like this was more pronounced. Like it wasn't just like he came in there like I'm a straight baby face and then Stone Cold turned me like it was just the final piece of the turn. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like I feel like discount them few weeks and the months of storytelling that led to that moment of that match. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and it was beautiful. It was one of my favorite times in wrestling because it was like I was really like, yo, damn, this is like, I love what's going on with WCW, but what they got going on here, Bret like losing his cool because Stone Cold's just wilding. It was exciting. You feel what I'm saying? Triple H with China, exciting. Goldust, Marlena was exciting. You feel Ahmed Johnson, Shawn Michaels, like
even down to like you fast forward, like you go to Canadian Stampede in your house with the Hart Foundation, for the Hart Foundation versus Austin, Shamrock, LOD, Goldust, a certified.
Was it 10-man tag?
10-man tag, yes, sir.
Greatest 10-man tag ever.
Absolutely.
Greatest 10-man tag ever.
In Calgary, mind you. Yeah, no, incredible. There's a reason why the Hall of Fame, the WWF Hall of Fame, like this is the first match inducted into that. Tremendous piece of business.
And it also shows you like everything is the cloud of the WrestleMania main event, right? But two of the greatest WrestleMania matches were not main events. So just get on for all the wrestlers on there, like, yo, get on the card, put love in. Just because you're not the main event doesn't mean nothing. Like, put love into your match, because two of the greatest matches of all time was WrestleMania matches that were not the main event.
We got two more matches for y'all, then we're gonna be up out of here. I feel like an underrated aspect that nobody ever talks about is the match that takes place after Austin and Bret. Now, keep in mind, we just saw a certified banger, a certified classic, and then you jump right into another classic in my eyes. The Nation of Domination, Farouk, Savio Vega, and Crush against Ahmed Johnson, the Legion of Doom, a Chicago street fight.
This is niggas' favorite 6-man tag that they never want to say is their favorite 6-man tag.
This joint,
a lot of niggas be like, yo, we need a Chicago. They always bring this. That's the lore of this match. Niggas always bring this shit up like, we need this type of match here. We need this. We need the Chicago 6. WrestleMania needs the Chicago 6-man. This shit is classic.
To me, I always feel like when I say to me, I'm always about to upset somebody. To me, this was the series finale of the Legion of Doom.
You upset me.
I'm sorry. Wait. Hold on. Think about this.
Wait. Yeah.
Right. This was the series finale of the Legion of Doom. Everything from this point on, just downhill. And you know what? I'm happy that they got to have this series finale in Chicago. You know what I mean? First of all, I loved Ahmed coming out with the spikes. You know, like it just fit, man. It fit like a glove.
Shout out to niggas when they join teams and dressing like niggas and getting in formation. I love that shit.
Oh man, what was it? It was in AEW. It was the when Sting teamed with Darby and Edge, and Darby and Edge both had like the opposite side of the face paint. Yep. And then come on, man. That's
same with Punk too. When Punk teamed with them and he had the Chicago State paint face. Yep. I'm a sucker for shit like that. Even like when niggas pay tribute, like MJF just did at
with
Revolution,
with Terry Funk tights.
Yeah, I love shit like that. I love it.
And shoot, I know as Black wrestling fans, like we very much hold the incarnation of the Nation, Farouk, D'Lo, Rock, Ahmed, Mark Henry. You know, we hold that in such a high regard. I loved this version of the Nation with Farouk, Crush, and Savio Vega.
All inclusive.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm a big Bryan Adams fan, if I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, Crush was my guy. You know what I mean? Like, I love Kona Crush. I love
when Doink hit that nigga with that fake arm or fake leg, that shit broke my heart as a kid.
That's good money right there.
I was hurt for Crush. That same picture Crush got with the Crush the Crusher.
Yep.
When he hit him with that shit hurt my heart. I remember that. That's a I can remember that. I can remember that day. Like that hurt my heart.
Shoot, man. That's when I was locked in. I was like, yo, like if I had money in these 3-year-old shorts, yo, you can have them, man. This was a phenomenal street fight. Like there's a template to the street fights to me. Like I like when people have a street fight and they actually dress for a street fight. You know what I mean? Like the Nation came, like Farouk came out with the tank top, got the jeans. It was just a brutal match. Like everything about the bumps, everybody.
They had a kitchen sink, right? My memory's not tripping. They had the kitchen sink.
They did have the kitchen sink. Yep.
Oh my god, like they had the fucking kitchen sink, man.
Fun fact: the reason why you then from this point forward in video games and wrestling games you saw kitchen sinks was because of this street fight. Because I don't even think they pulled out a kitchen sink in ECW at this time.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Nope. The kitchen sink is crazy.
Come on. If you really think about it, outside of Farouk, this could be the argument of the series finale for a lot of the folks in this match.
Yo, come on, man. Don't do that.
Yo.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Sorry,
Don't
man.
do that to Chronic. Don't
take
do that. Don't do that to the Bloomsbury Weekwas. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Come on, man.
Don't do that to Bloomsbury Weekwas.
No,
Don't do that
don't-
to Chain Gang.
Look,
Don't
you
do
beat
that to Chain Gang. The Twins got a bag off that. You can't do that, Scott.
the Harris brothers.
Oh, don't do that, Scott. Don't do that.
Brian Lee.
God damn it, you do that. The Harris boys got a bag off that, Scott.
Miguel Perez. That's what they got the bag. Look, I feel you, and I hear you. I hear the pain in your voice, right? But also, I hear it, man. But I need you to come on this side of the reality of the game. You know what I mean? Nobody besides Farouk left this match the same way. All right. So let me break it down. Right. We'll start with Savio.
Man.
Savio, after this match, gets kicked out of the nation, forms Los Boricuas. Tough group, sure. You know what I mean?
Tough.
That is a
Shout out
Saturday.
to IWA PR.
Oh, classic. Yeah, absolutely. That is a shotgun Saturday night staple right there, right? Savio gone by July of 98. Crush leaves the nation, forms that Nazi group, the DOA, right? Crush gone by November.
Anarchy.
He's gone by November, right? LOD after this match. You want to talk about a downward trajectory? I'm not even going to get into that. I'm not even going to get into
It's a positive show.
I'm not even going to get into that. Rest in peace to Hawk. Rest in peace to Animal. You know what I mean? It's rest in peace to Brian Adams too.
Rest in peace, Brian Adams.
Ahmed Johnson, right? Now, Ahmed almost got out the paint because he goes from this feud into the feud with Taker, right? And he is to challenge Taker at Canadian Stampede for the WWF title. But then he gets hurt. And Ahmed is never the same. And Ahmed is gone by February.
Shout out to Ahmed. He played Suge Knight in the MC Hammer story.
He did. Also, shout out, there's a picture of Ahmed and LL Cool J. Fire. You know what I mean? But yeah. The reason why this match went so hard is because it was the series finale for all of them, except for Ron.
Damn, it really was, man.
And
Shout out to
Look, it almost became the series finale for Ron too, right? Because Ron has the best year out of everybody because he has the nation. But then, goddamn it, The Rock popped up, and The Rock starts outshining him. And then what happens? He gets kicked out of the nation next April. And then what does Ron do? He just lags around until he links up with Bradshaw, and that saved his joint. So you know what I mean? Like this was a great series finale right here, man. Look, Clarence Mason.
This match is great. I'm going to rewatch it now again. Look, because
it was a wrap for Clarence Mason. It was a wrap for PG-13. Shout out to D'Lo. D'Lo made it. Ron and D'Lo are the only two that made it.
D'Lo, shout out D'Lo.
Shout out to D'Lo, man.
Fucking with the real deal now.
Oh, man. And then the main event, WWF Championship. Psycho Sid versus The Undertaker. I'm not going to sit here and say that this is the worst WrestleMania main event. It is not.
It's not. It's not. It's not, Scott.
It's not. But it's not good either.
Fair assessment, Scott.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good either. This would have been a great, maybe like an in your house main event. You know what I mean, or King of the Ring.
Listen, what happened? What the job that needed to happen, I got accomplished. Because I love Psycho Sid. I'm not gonna ever slander Psycho Sid.
Never.
Not this run.
Never.
Definitely not this 96, 97 run. I could never talk down on Psycho Sid. Undertaker put that shit on his back.
He did.
Undertaker had scraps to work with. Literally scraps to work with. Put that shit on his back. You feel what I'm saying? Never had no real title run to show for it. He deserved that run. He deserved it. He deserved it. So
let me ask you though. Let me ask you. Just like we just a little fantasy booking, you know what I mean? Like just having fun with it. Do you think the match would have been more impactful if it was Mankind and Taker for the title? Like if they had somehow found a way for Mick to win the title, because this was already a story. Yeah, no, okay.
No, because Sid, we gotta give Sid his currency. He built enough currency going into this WrestleMania. He built it beating Shawn, beating Bret. Mankind wasn't booked like that. Now, if it was a fantasy situation, it would have to be Mankind to be that champion. You feel what I'm saying? I don't think that was going to go over that same way as a Sid would, especially at that time of 1997. Strictly on 1997.
Remember, the original, like Sid was never the original plan, right? The original plan for all this was supposed to be Vader. It was supposed to be Vader that beat Shawn at Survivor Series, right? And then we got to factor in what the alleged plan was supposed to be Bret and Shawn. You know what I mean? Keep in mind, I'm very happy because I feel this was absolutely the best run of Sid's career. But I do feel they dealt them like a terrible hand, and I 100% blame that more so on like the structure of the politics that's happening, right? Because you got Shawn on commentary, you know what I mean? And Shawn's kind of more so making it about himself. And you're kind of, you have this underlying tone like this. They made it feel like this is not like this is a main event, but we just here because of circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I mean, we've seen Sid and Taker have better matches, right? And I don't know if it was just even down like the presentation of this match is fire. Like you got Sid coming out, Sid's looking like Sid do. Taker got the vintage gray gloves, you know what I mean? Like aesthetic wise, it's fire. Right? Yeah, that was tough. I just feel like they set them up for not the success that they probably should have got.
Yeah. I mean, like also Austin and Bret took the air out the room, and whatever little bit of air that was in that room, the 6-man took out. So time you get to Taker, and that crowd was beat. I don't care where it was at. I know it's the old Rosemont, Chicago, Notorious, but they were beat. They were beat. That Austin and Bret, then the 6-man tag, it was like, it wasn't much there, you know what I'm saying? But it was like, all right, we're going to get the moment of Taker winning the belt. And like I said, the job was accomplished. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, and look, and like this was the series finale for Sid too, because
whoa,
listen, hold on. Let me cook. You know, I always bring it back. The reason why this is a series finale for Sid is because he loses this match. He's supposed to wrestle Bret the next month. Like Bret comes out during this match and essentially costs Sid the match.
Yeah.
So they're supposed to run a match. They even advertised it that the match was going to happen. Something happened to Sid. Sid leaves. He comes back. King of the Ring.
What month was that?
What month?
May? That would have been April.
April.
Oh, softball.
Yeah, that's all. So then he comes back in June. I can't remember who he teamed with. I think it was LOD against Bulldog, Owen, and Neidhart at the King of the Ring. And Sid is supposed to be in the Canadian Stampede match, right? Mm-hmm. It was originally, it was originally supposed to be Stone Cold, Shamrock, LOD, and Shawn. Shawn doesn't do it. And then it turns into Sid. Sid can't do it because then Sid has a car accident. Has the car accident, and then Sid's gone by the end of July. Hell yeah, Nolo. We cooking. We about to wrap up. We cooking right now. This has been great conversation. Man.
Nolo though.
Love, my brother.
Love the Nolo.
And look, and that's why Sid's great. Sid just didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
Sid was always doing his own thing. And Sid, let me tell you something, Sid always kept a title. Sid always, that's what I'm saying. Sid got hot again. One more run. I don't know about no Sid. He got hot again. You know what he did that 9-9? 2000.
Oh my, shit, man. I forgot that Sid passed away. God damn it. Yeah, rest in peace, man. Rest in peace.
WrestleManias get hard too because oof.
It's tough, man. It's tough. It is genuinely like, hold on. I'm about to make it morbid real quick before we wrap up. Oh man, hold on. Looking at this card, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people on this card are no longer here with us. You know what I mean? 9 people. And like I said, this was 30 years ago, man. So you know what I mean? Like that's the painful thing about like with just life, but like as a fan, like you know what I mean? Like you look at like, especially like if you look at like an older card and you really go down the roster and you're like, God, name, like none of these people are here no more. It breaks your heart because it's like, yo, you grew up watching these people. But like in the same vein, like I'm happy, like Sid, for example. I'm happy we in a day and age where Sid is so revered. You know what I mean? Because like, because I feel like there was a period where they tried to dismiss Sid. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he cared about softball. God forbid a nigga has passions about something. God forbid. You know what I mean? Like, God forbid a nigga.
Man, Sid just did what the fuck he wanted to do. He was a top guy, knew how to make money. Everywhere he go, he knew how to pop the crowd, pop the town.
And guess what?
It's all about.
And guess what? Sid, they called him. He never called them. Everybody went back to Sid. Oh, Sid. And the man stabbed Arn Anderson to nearly to death. And niggas was like, you know what? We need Sid on the roster. What?
Sid ain't jump. Sid ain't going. Sid ain't going, man. And what he told you, Psycho Sid. He ain't lie to you.
Ever.
Sid Vicious. Every nickname Greasy. Psycho Sid. Sid Vicious. Sid Justice. He on bad timing every time. Vicious.
It's gonna
Psycho.
work.
Justice. Bad time.
And he a 2-time Mania main eventer.
Come on, talk about it.
Come on, bro.
Talk about it. World Heavyweight Champion, WCW Champion, WWF Champion.
Sid, listen. I think outside of the U.S. title, Sid has never held a mid-card title in his career. I think the U.S. title, it was always the world title.
Because there's no money. What's the check for the mid-card title? What's the check for the world title? Give him that check. They're giving him that check. He want that check. They call his phone. They ain't calling for no TV title. Definitely. Wow. Facts.
Yeah, great comparison. Great comparison.
Facts.
Did the check clear? You know what I mean? Yes, ladies and gentlemen. That's WrestleMania. It was WrestleMania 13. You know what I mean?
WrestleMania. It wasn't that bullshit Starcade. But even Terry Taylor was 7 cents.
Oh my God.
Oh, Taylor was 7 cents, man. This is the shit right here. Now, this was a good WrestleMania, man. And this is the WrestleMania to kick off WrestleMania being really WrestleMania. You feel what I'm saying? Like, but we got to give 97 his due. We got to give 13 his due. The nasty 13 number. It was everything about it was 13. Bad. It was good. It was historic. You know what I'm saying? It was a classic, man.
Look, I highly encourage people to go watch this show and then go watch like the preceding Raws and you know what I mean, shows that we talking about quality. If you don't want to watch the actual shows, go watch Reliving the War by Wrestling Bios. You know what I mean? Great channel. They go through the entire Monday Night War, like literally match by match, segment by segment. But then, like I said, I remember when I was watching it, I made me want to go and watch the actual shows because it's just you getting so much. Like when you really look at the 97 period, the legends that we have in the game that, you know what I mean? Austin, Bret, Owen, Bulldog, Taker, you know what I mean? That's just on one side. You got Sting, Hogan, Nash, Hall. That's on one side. Then you got Bam Bam, Shane, Raven, Douglas, Dreamer. You know,
Yeah.
The game is healthy, man. The game was healthy in 97. You know what I mean? It's
97 is just a GOAT year, one of them GOAT years, man. Like, go back, do your homework, everything you want to do in 97, you're going to have a good time. If you want to go to WCW, you're going to have a good time. You want to go to WWF, you're going to have a good time. You want to go to ECW, you're going to have a good time. You want to go to Japan, you're going to have a good time.
next week, we'll be back on the lab. You know what I mean? WrestleMania 17, the series finale. You know what I mean? Yeah, we
got electric next week for that one. That's my favorite one, favorite WrestleMania. We're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, we get to talk about the infamous heel turn of Austin, handshaking McMahon. But before that, an incredible main event with Austin and Rock. One of the best wrestling cards to ever take place. Astrodome, you know what I mean? The reason why people love Limp Bizkit's My Way.
The highway.
Bro,
the GOAT video back.
Oh.
My way.
Just one more. Come on, brother. Come on. Just
Rock is so gold. What?
Look, and also thank y'all for rocking with us for nearly 3 hours. You know what I mean? This was great vibes. This is what we do.
This is long form content at its finest, man. If you into this and get to it when you get to it, enjoy it. Appreciate y'all in attendance, showing love in the comments. Y'all help carry the show. This is y'all show as well. Tap in.
Yes. You can find me, Poetic Scotland, on X, where I'm actually about to revamp the whole X page, you know what I mean, for a little bit more poetry, creativity. My wrestling takes a little bit more deep as opposed to BGW Pod, but please go follow the pod pages, BGW Pod. That's where we get everything, you know what I mean? That's where you get in like the current stuff, the old stuff, you know what I mean? Just my thoughts, Grizzle White Craps. That's what we do. Please go follow everybody. Please go follow Chaz, Nolo, Low, D-Mac, Julio, Cheevers, you know what I mean? Shout out to Ringside Club. Shout out to Dre. Shout out to Almanac. You know what I mean? Everybody. Shout out to everybody. You know what I mean? We love y'all dearly.
Yo, follow me at Heartbreak Julio. Shout out to Crush the Crusher. Shout out to all y'all, man. Follow me there at Heartbreak Julio. I'll be on X. I really be talking wrestling. I don't really have too much rap takes on there. You just listen to my music. I do music as well. I do the Almanac show with my brother Dre. You can find that there. I'm on Instagram. You know, I'm just here to entertain you with things I'm enjoying and give you my life, you know what I'm saying, and just share my thoughts with y'all. I appreciate y'all just hearing me out so I can place the vent and talk my shit. You know, and that's that. Ladies, as always, y'all can follow me at Heartbreak Julio. Tap in with me. You know, it's love and good vibes.
Yo, look, it may be heartbreak, but it'll put your heart back together. You feel me?
My name is Heartbreak because my heart been broken so many times. I'm a lover boy. See, look, I'm being vulnerable on the watch list.
Look, this is a safe space, man. Always and forever. You know what I mean?
Please get in my DM and we can have engagement.
Ooh.
That's a ball.
Come on. And they call me a poet. Hey, look, everybody. Thank y'all for tapping in. For the watch list, for myself, for Julio, was his last comment? We'll have some stuff from CNO. Oh, yeah, we're going to tap into that. But that's for another day. You know what I mean? Much love. Yeah, this is another day. For the watch list, are out.